What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Graybeard Podcast. Tonight, I have a very special guest with us this evening. He is he's a man of many talents. He's a vet. He's a fighter, and you say a father?
Father of
and
two.
a father of two.
Yep.
I'd like to welcome to the podcast, Mr. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Ulysses Moore the Third.
Yes, sir. There it is. Hey.
Hey, he used to that.
Yeah. Hopefully it's like a lot more boisterous. The laugh, the crowd.
For the most part.
So you fight mixed martial arts, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, and now everybody that watches my show kind of knows that I don't really follow sports. Mm-hmm. I already explained that to you, but it doesn't make me any less interested in what you're doing. It's very cool to know that we have, someone right here in our backyard that's like doing the damn thing. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't want or like fighting. I think that like when I'll watch it, if it's on, I'll watch it. It's intriguing. I just don't have the time to sit down and follow people.
I get that.
So like I said, I get all my MMA stuff from a different podcast that everybody knows. Try not to give that guy too many shouts out. He's
got enough.
Oh, dude, he's doing fine.
Good.
He's doing fine. When did you? Well, hold on. Let me backtrack. Are you from Jacksonville?
No,
Okay.
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Lived in Mississippi for a little while. Lived in Georgia for a little while. I came here for the military.
Okay.
Got stationed here, and then just never left.
Just never left. That seems to be the
NAS Jacks or Mayport?
consensus.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Started at Mayport, ended at NAS Jacks.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus.
Yeah. My guy would stay young.
That's awesome.
He did the same thing. He was all over the place, and then he stationed out here, and they just never left.
I mean, you spend like 4 years out here, you start to build something, and you get out and you're like, I got my house, home, family,
right.
Like no reason to go anywhere
It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, and it's not bad.
You like Jacksonville?
I don't like the traffic, but
Well, who the hell does?
can't escape that.
It's so
about
big.
it.
Jacksonville's so damn big,
It's huge.
and there's just you can't get anywhere without driving at least 30 to 45 minutes, and of course with traffic. There's so many people moving here, though.
I think the only thing that I really dislike about it, I can't ride my motorcycle the way I want to.
Oh, you ride?
I do.
Okay.
These people are like, they're wild.
What do you ride?
I got a Kawasaki Vulcan 650.
Okay, I got a Vulcan.
I saw yours. Yeah.
I've that's my second Vulcan. The first one I had was a 650.
Okay.
And then because I needed, because of the way people drive and the traffic, and I needed something with a little more ass.
Yep.
So I got that 900, and it does perfect. So if you upgrade or you get a different one if you go to a 900, you'll be fine. You don't need to go any higher than that.
Yeah, I don't plan on it.
No, I mean that thing's got enough power. If somebody's riding my ass, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I just hit it and go.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you have to. Keep your head on a swivel, which you're pretty good at, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
As a fighter.
Yeah.
When did you get into fighting, man?
I was an angry kid.
Oh,
so
no
I
way.
just grew up fighting. Yeah.
I would have never
what
guessed.
I mean? I grew up fighting, but
Okay.
it was like I didn't start training until I want to say 2015, 2016.
Okay.
I went to a gym called Red Schaefer's up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That
was my
out,
first
Red
like,
Schaefer's.
Yeah, shout out to Red Schaefer. That was my first taste of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Not consistent whatsoever.
Right.
First taste of it. And then I got really consistent.
And what age was that?
2015, I would have been 16 years old.
Okay, so at 16.
And then joined the military 2017, so 2018 is when I started getting consistent. And then I think I had my first fight in 22,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
22, 21. Yeah.
So how did you go from? Because I know that like I said, I know a little bit. I'm not completely dumb, but I know that jiu-jitsu is completely different. Like MMA, it's mixed martial arts. So it's striking, it's jiu-jitsu, it's all kinds of things all mixed together.
Yep.
What is your specialty? Is it jiu-jitsu? Is like the ground game is strong, or are you in striking too, or?
I think I'm very well-rounded.
Okay.
If I had to choose like a favorite,
Yeah.
it's my striking.
Really?
I'd love to just stand there and just box with somebody. That's cool.
Go to town.
Yeah, I can have fun with that one.
You're not worried about getting hit in the head?
I mean, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hitting him, he's going to hit me.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Right.
Not so much attrition in that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the head movement would help, but
Right.
yeah,
That's where the training comes in.
right.
Right.
I like the stand up more.
Okay.
But I think as far as just a skill set, my jiu-jitsu is probably better.
Okay.
I was just saying before we started, though, is that I got to learn how to put my jiu-jitsu into action in the cage.
Okay.
You know, it looks so much better in the gym than it does in the cage.
Right.
So that's something I'm working on.
Well, that's something I know from, talking to other people and listening to other people talk about it, is that a lot of fans would rather see you go toe-to-toe
Oh, yeah.
and just beat the shit out of each other.
They'd much rather see somebody get, like, laid out, knockout.
Yeah.
than
And a lot of
a
fans are
technical
like,
match.
they say that the ground game, the jiu-jitsu part is like just boring. And it's like, yeah, but if you knew what was happening,
Right.
like I said,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never done jiu-jitsu, but I've got friends that do, and I have an idea that that's fucking difficult.
There's so much. There's a new world when you start learning jiu-jitsu, and when people say it's boring, I think those are just people that just don't know, and
Right,
that's okay.
right.
That's
They maybe
fine.
didn't do it.
But to the trained eye, you're like, oh my god, did he just
Right.
Oh look, there it is, it's opening.
Fucking
it's,
Dars.
It's great. Yeah.
Not saying that there's
It's
no
awesome.
skill in striking, because I know that there is,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I feel like it's a lot more of a head game on the ground. Would you say that's correct? I mean, you really have to. It's like chess. I mean, you're moving this piece and
Using
the other guy.
leverage and their weight.
I was in Japan about 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and I was training with a guy out there doing jiu-jitsu, and he explained. I said the same thing that you said, that it's like chess. He said, "Yeah, it's chess, but he's a black belt, by the way."
Okay.
He said, "Yeah, it's chess, but I've got 2 queens and 4 rooks and all this. I've got extra pieces waiting on the side, and you're playing with a pawn and a knight and a bishop.
Oh.
So it's chess, but like, is it?
Right. It's
Can I checkmate you with what I have?
depending
Maybe.
on what your level, you can stack the deck.
You get what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So it is like chess in a way, but there's just so much to it. There's so much depth to it, And over here you might learn one style of jiu-jitsu, and over here you might learn another, and then you throw those together.
Yeah.
And it's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the fun happens.
Mhm.
Let's go back a smidge. So you started in jiu-jitsu at 16. Was that just like, I know, like I took taekwondo, when I was in elementary school, and then on up through, I think, like maybe middle school or something. I wasn't like a bad kid or nothing. I just had a lot of energy, and I didn't like sports. And my mom was like, I got to get this little fucker into something,
Yeah.
And so she took me to taekwondo, and I would be just tuckered out when I got home, and I liked it because it taught me discipline. I like to learn like the forms and all that good stuff. But like, when was the transition for you where you said, I think I want to do this like professionally? And I need to learn how to strike. I need like you said, you're well-rounded.
Honestly, man, I'm not sure.
It just kind of happened.
I think I just got caught in the sauce a little bit, and then somewhere along the line I just was like, hey, so there's a fight this weekend. Can I get in on that? And
How are you finding fights? Like,
just connections. Once you find a guy who finds a guy who knows a guy
through the gym?
Yeah, mostly through my coach.
Mhm.
Just, hey, coach, when's the next fight? He'll let me know. And then the big promotion out here is Combat Night. So for the most part, I can just message those guys, hey, I want to fight.
Here in Jacksonville?
They're in Jacksonville, Orlando, Tallahassee.
okay.
Yeah, they're Florida.
Okay, it's like a
Florida.
production.
Yeah, it's a full promotion. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can message those guys, but I still go through my coach. Just coach runs that.
Right.
So I'm like,
Well,
hey, what
he's
do
gonna-
you think?
Does he? So he would know, like, what's a good fight for you to take?
Mhm.
Maybe.
What's a good fight? He can see how I'm doing in the gym, how I'm, I may say I'm feeling good, and coach is like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things. So I go through coach for that.
Okay. Yeah. That's the interesting part. And I mean, the other part is, like, and you already answered it. You have a production, like, fight. Wow, they're going wild in there. Like, company that like does fights out here. I didn't know that there was something like that in the area where people could actually go and see those fights.
Yeah, there's a few of them. I just mentioned Combat Night because that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's quite a few out here where any given day, I'm feeling good. I want to fight soon. I just, hey, hit the matchmaker up.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you got for me?
And the ultimate goal is to go to the big ones. Or, what do you call them?
Yeah.
Well,
UFC.
professional, yeah, UFC.
The big
Yeah.
team times.
You got UFC, you got
one.
PFL, one.
Yeah.
There used to be Bellator. Bellator
Bellator.
is one now.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought that
well,
was dissolved into something else.
yeah, they got
or
kind of merged. Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of big promotions. Me personally, I'm not looking for the fame of it. You know,
Sure.
I'd like to just have a stack of cash and relax with my family.
Well, that would be the goal, right?
Yeah,
But I feel like
yeah.
with that probably comes the other.
With that comes the fame, right?
Right, and I mean, it's like
Relative fame.
it's like anything. If you just put the work in and you do the best that you can possibly do to your fullest potential, I think that those things happen. The money happens. The unfortunate fame happens. I don't want that either. But unfortunately, I put my stupid face on the internet every week, and
I feel the same way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like you can't have one without the other. I can't do a successful podcast and not have people know who the fuck I am.
Right.
And luckily I'm not like there yet, and we're not like worldwide or anything. But yeah, man, I feel like you put the work in and it's gonna pay off. So
100%. And I've got so many of the people that I know are connected to the people that have already made it, or the people that can open that door for you to make it.
Yeah.
I'm a step away from all those connections and all those doors. So I feel like as long as I keep doing, what I'm doing and keep doing it right, then yeah, it's bound to happen one day
yeah.
for sure.
How many fights have you had?
So I have 6 amateur fights.
Okay.
Yep.
Should I ask you how many wins?
Yeah, it was a record.
Yeah. So I'm 4-2 right now.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
good.
good.
Yeah. Fighting the hardest fights that I can. Black belts and state champion wrestlers, and I want to keep that streak going of just finding the hardest guy and being like, hey, let's rock.
Right.
So
So it's always about pushing yourself and pushing the boundaries.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
I see a lot of people. So in Florida, if you fight 4 times, then you can just go get your pro card. And,
Really?
Hey, I'm a pro. I fought 4 times. I'm a pro. And then you go pro.
Okay.
And now you're fighting pros.
Right.
And you get smashed up, and now your permanent professional record is trashed.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, so I'm taking the hardest fights that I can right now to grow exponentially, grow faster, and so that way when I do go pro, we're on a good track.
Yeah, you have a good record.
Right. Nothing's surprising me.
How old are you, man?
25.
25.
Yeah.
You're a young buck.
Yeah.
What is the life expectancy of a mixed martial artist?
So most of these champions are like mid to early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like starting in your 40s is about when most of the
Starts
super
to
high level
decline.
guys start to like pull back a little bit. They fight a lot less,
And
or
they go to
slow
like
down.
WWE.
Some of them, yeah, a couple of them have.
Yeah, I know Ronda Rousey did.
Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What didn't he come from there though?
He was a wrestler, like a really high level wrestler who went to the WWE and then, or like college wrestling.
Yeah.
And then he went to WWE, went to the UFC. went
Right.
Back,
Yeah.
back, yeah.
Yeah. And he crushed it in the UFC.
On
didn't
both
he?
sides.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Right. I mean, I ain't taking anything away from the World Wrestling Entertainment Federation, whatever the fuck it is now. It used to be used to be WWF, and now it's whatever it is. But
I
yeah,
don't even know what WWE stands for.
I think it's World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah,
sounds
Worldwide
good.
Wrestling
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
something like that. But and they talk shit about it. It's all choreographed, which it may be, but them guys still take
it
a
is.
pounding.
Yeah.
It's-
That fall is still a fall.
Right. It's like being a stuntman on a movie. I mean,
Right. Yep.
yeah, there's
That's a good way to
pads
put it.
and there's all kinds of things, but you get fucked up.
That's a good way to put it. It's like stuntman.
Yeah. Well, at least there's that. Something a backup for way down when you retire.
Yeah.
You can go do some
I can
crazy
go to
shit like
WWE
that. There you
afterwards.
go.
I
And
didn't even think about that.
that's right. And then I'll be like, hey, remember me?
Yeah. Hey, come on, man. Free tickets.
I don't want free tickets. Just come back on the show.
No.
Hopefully it'll be in a different place by then. What was I going to ask you? Where do you train at here in Jax, or do you want to give that away?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. I train at Smiley Academy of Martial Arts. It's in Orange Park over on Wells Road.
Nice. So
Yeah.
close by.
Yeah, close by. So that's been home for the last few years. when I first came to Jacksonville, I trained at a couple of different spots, and then I ended up moving away. I didn't want to drive that 45 minutes to the beach every day to train.
Right.
So I went to just a random close gym, and day one walked inside and was like, hey, like, this is kind of cool. You know,
Yeah.
like I liked something about that air in that gym, that space.
Just felt good.
Felt like home.
Yeah.
So
what do you think? What do you think it is about that place? Is it the people? Is it the way it's set up?
So the curriculum is great. You know, when they talk about a mixed martial arts gym, that's Smiley Academy. You know, we got the boxing, we got wrestling, boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, kickboxing, pure boxing, just everything, gi, no gi, jiu-jitsu.
Right.
And then at the end of the night, we take everything and we merge it into an MMA class.
Oh.
So it's true MMA. You're learning everything.
So do you like rotate around all these things, or is it just like
so
you just pick which ones you want, like one from column A, one from column B?
Mixture of both. Yeah. So like on Mondays, you'll have these two options, you know, and you'll choose one of those options. And then Tuesday, you have two new options and you choose between those options. And it's just kind of up to you as a fighter to know where you're lacking or where you need to freshen up.
Right.
You know? And you try to make as many classes as you can, for sure. But yeah, there's the curriculum, but there's also like a feeling of home. There's a family system, you know, there. So that's,
everybody kind of looks out for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that is probably the one thing that's kept me. I've always wanted to try jiu-jitsu. I took for probably about 7 months before I had a car accident and had a plate put in my neck. I took Krav Maga, and the guy that was teaching it was right over here. It was at Karate America, you know. But the guy that was teaching it, he was like high level black belt, you know, in karate. And I think he was going on to like some kind of MMA or something himself. And he was telling us, he's like, the higher you get in this, he's like, by the time you get to level 5 or whatever, because Krav Maga is not belts, it's like levels.
Okay.
And he's like, you know, that Israeli combat techniques. That's what it basically is.
Okay.
Krav
I know
Maga.
what you're talking about. Yep.
And he's like, when you get to like a certain level, he's like, you could pretty much go into the MMA. I was like, you know, start fighting MMA. I was like, I don't want that. That's not what I just wanted to go in and do something because I was getting fat, you know. And then I had a car accident, you know, stupid parking lot accident, and I had a freaking plate put in my neck. And now I worry about going to a jiu-jitsu gym or doing anything like that and having my neck fucked up because they're all
understandable.
Yeah, because like I mean the shit's held on with Band-Aids in there. You know what I mean? Like I don't need somebody cranking on it and ripping my damn head off.
That's understandable. Yeah. I'm not even mad at that. I get that. No.
I mean, but if it's one of those places like you said where it's like people understand you're, you know, like okay, you got a plate in your neck. I'm gonna take it easy on your neck when we roll.
Oh well, if we're talking about Smileys in general, yeah, for sure, that's the place. Like, if you got a plate in your neck, that's the place to go.
Oh, is that right?
We train little bitty kids.
Okay,
I think we started 3 years old, or might be 2, but I think we started 3-year-old kids, and then we've got I want to say she's late 60s.
Oh wow!
Lady that trains with us a boxing, like she trains in our boxing class.
Yeah,
you know, so like. We definitely can accommodate everybody.
Yeah.
And we train everybody.
Something for everyone.
I'm telling you, like, I love this place, man.
It sounds like, really cool. Shout out
little
to Smileys
kids that come up to me, hey, mister. Like, you know, it's great. It's great. Looking
at you like a superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's cool because those kids have no idea when you make it, you know, because you will, you know, when you make it, they're going to be like, hey, I worked out with that guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he's in the same gym. What's your coach? You want to give your coach a shout out?
Yeah, Coach James Smiley.
Smiley
Academy.
Okay,
yep.
The boss. Shout out Coach Smiley.
Shout out Coach Smiley.
So what is a normal like your I know that there's like your normal training regiment, and then you've got like your training camp, like when you get ready for a fight. They're two different things. What does a normal training look like?
So. For me personally, they're not too different.
Okay.
You know, I think we just raise the intensity a little bit.
Okay.
We just go a little bit harder, move a little bit quicker. But for the most part, it's the same thing. I have a full-time job.
Right.
So I'll do my full-time over the weekend, and then starting Monday afternoon, I'll go to the gym. Tuesday morning, I'll go. Tuesday afternoon, I'll go. Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, then Friday evening through the weekend.
Every chance you get.
Every chance I get. And that's outside of camp.
Mm-hmm.
So then when camp comes around, it's the same scheduling, but when I'm in the gym, I think we just kind of hone in, focus a little bit more. You know, it's less of the, hey, bro, how you doing? Love
Right.
you. You know, and that's like, hey, what's up? Let's go.
So the whole
You know?
time during regular training season, you're just like your coach is kind of watching you and assessing where you need to pick up
Mhm.
and like work on little things. And then during the actual training camp before a fight, he'll pinpoint those things, or is that what you'd say that's kind of how it shakes out?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Kinda.
It's. I mean, man, I'm telling you, my camps and my real training, not that different at all.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So
any
you're
given
always
day-
ready for a fight.
Always. Yeah, always.
Good to know. Won't piss you off.
It's hard to do it, man. I've calmed down a lot in life, but you know, any given day, coach may be like, "Hey, you know, that kick you threw earlier, you know, make it this way, that way, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And then during camp, it's the same thing. You know, hey, change this up a little bit. When you step this way, turn that. You know,
Yeah. Watch your hips, this and that.
yeah. It's always the only difference is I think just some of the smiles and giggles go away a little bit. It's more
Right.
focused.
Focus.
You know, yeah. So. For example, if I walk into the gym and all my boys are sitting there, it's, hey, what's up? You know, we might sit around and chat for 10 minutes. And then
Mhm.
coach is like, hey, y'all going to train? Oh, my bad, coach.
Right,
and
right,
then we'll
right.
hit the mats. When it's camp time, like my hands are wrapped by the time I'm in the gym.
Right.
You know, it's time to go. Like
You have like the eye of the tiger, like in
eye of
your
the
head.
tiger. Yeah. Going constantly. Actually, you know, not eye of the tiger. For me, it's the Rocky theme song.
Okay.
I love Rocky.
Mhm.
That's my deal.
Yeah.
This is Rocky 24/7.
There
There you go. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun. That's my thing, man.
Right. Yeah, no, that's good, man. And you have like we've established you have children.
Mhm.
Are you married?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, engaged.
oh,
Yep, we're
congratulations.
engaged. Thank you.
How does she take it?
She never had a real issue with it.
Uh-huh.
I don't think. At least she never told me.
Well,
She never had a real issue with it.
the quiet, the silent worry is probably
Yeah.
there. I'm sure.
It was the silent worry, and it's still silent
Yeah.
worry, but she's much more involved.
Right.
You know, and that just makes it much easier on me.
Okay.
You know?
How so? How does she get involved?
So, for example, we have what we call a PKB.
Mhm.
So the PKB, it's essentially where before you have your first like amateur fight, you can kind of come and just get like some light sparring in. They got the lights, there's a crowd, you know,
Okay.
and it's just a little intro into the fighting world.
Yeah, like an exhibition or something.
Exhibition,
Yeah.
right? You're not trying to hurt each other. There's no
Right.
knockouts or anything like that. It's an IKF PKB. It's international kickboxing, point kickboxing, something along
Okay.
that nature. But so we need volunteers for things like that. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have. If I'm competing, I'm not also working.
Right.
So my wife is amazing, and I don't even know where she finds these people, but she'll go find people.
She
and
recruits people.
We'll pull up with like 7 volunteers. And I don't know any of these people, but coach is thankful, and we've got enough volunteers. And so, hey, thanks, babe. You know,
That's awesome.
just yesterday, I did a long workout over at Jack's Beach in the rain and stuff, and I realized, the clothes I was gonna wear are soaking wet now to
Yeah.
go to the gym. I was gonna leave my training and go straight to the gym. Well, my wife takes the 2 babies and gets all my stuff together and meets me at the gym, gives me my
Aw.
clothes, things of that nature. Like she's always there, just helping out. If I get home, I get home late after training a lot of the times, and I've got my underwear, my socks, and all that stuff for work laid out. I've got stuff I can go hop in the shower. My food's in the microwave for me.
Wow.
You know, like stuff like that
Super
just makes
supportive.
it so much easier. Yeah.
Wow, God bless her heart, man.
Yeah, she's awesome.
It's good to have
That's
a supportive partner, especially one that believes in you
Mhm.
and just backs you 100%
100%.
and wants you to just do the damn. Don't worry about everything. I got this, and you
Yeah.
just go do your thing.
She like, I didn't even realize how much, like I didn't realize how helpful it was until
Mhm.
one day I kind of stepped back and I was like, oh man, you know how difficult. Like I was talking to myself. I was
Yeah.
like, do you know how difficult this would be
Yeah,
if she wasn't like,
right.
you know,
You kind of
yeah.
step back and look at everything she was doing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big part, man. I mean, that's almost like she's like your second coach. You know,
Mhm.
she take care of all your. I'm sure like the diet and everything's got to be a certain way, and
Yep.
you know, if she's doing all the cooking, she's probably following the diet plan.
Yep, down to the food. I mean, yeah, she's on point for
Wow.
sure. For sure.
That's awesome, man. That's sick. Everybody would want that, male and
Yeah.
female. You know, everybody wants that supportive partner.
Yeah.
What does the diet look like for someone like, I mean, you're fit as shit. You know, I mean, like,
what are your macros? look like?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Not the macros.
no, don't count your macros. I'm eating mac and cheese, bro.
How much protein you eat a day?
I have no idea. So
3 whole chickens.
I've been blessed with good genetics.
Yeah.
So when I do want to, go easy, I can go easy and still be somewhat athletic.
Right.
But I think in my household, we just try to keep it clean
Yeah.
as much as possible. It's not so much what I'm eating, it's just what's in what I'm eating.
Right.
So we just try to keep it as clean as possible. And then once we start getting towards camp time and cutting weight, that's when it's
I'll
like,
talk about that next.
that's when it gets like specificity.
Right.
Yeah.
Specific. I got you.
Yeah. I was trying to say specificities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, man, my tongue has been already trying to go in the back of my throat.
I'm telling you.
It happens every podcast.
Can't get the words out.
No, it's all good.
But that's when we start focusing on the specifics of like, okay, cutting out the carbs and having this much salt and
Oh,
things
wow.
of that nature.
So you guys break it down to like small,
Yeah, 'cause,
like to the details.
I don't have a lot of weight to lose.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. What's your
so,
body fat like right now? Is that you don't want to say
it's in
because
the-
your coach might be like, "What the fuck?"
It's in the low teens. It's in the
Yeah.
low teens for sure.
Mine's
yeah.
in the high hundreds, probably.
No.
No, but so like you mentioned the weight cutting.
Mhm.
Like, well, first let me ask you, what weight class are you in? Like, do you? I mean, I don't. I know there's different weight classes and everything. Which I don't. I wouldn't even begin to try and guess.
So I fight 185 pounds. That's
Mhm.
middleweight.
Okay.
I am wanting to try my hand at lightweight, which is 170 pounds. So you have to imagine I walk around a little heavier than 185. That's why we
Right,
cut
right.
weight to make the middleweight. I want to make 170, which is
That's gonna
be
hurt
15
you.
extra pounds.
Yeah.
But with my height and with my strength, if I can make 170, then God help that man.
That's tough.
Yeah.
At 185, I've been the smaller guy for everybody that I fought, and
Yeah.
I'm still giving them hell.
That's
So I
good.
can only imagine going to 170 and just being so much bigger than everyone else.
Right.
Do you guys weigh in the day before
The day before the fight, yeah.
fight night? Okay.
Yeah.
So that way it gives you time to like kind of regenerate.
Yeah, recover, get some more hydration,
Because that's a
Gain like
hellish
10
process. That's a hellish process on your body, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sucks, And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a lot more it's a lot more precise now than it used to be.
Okay.
It used to be the guys just trying to drain all the water out of their body,
Right.
spitting in cups, and just killing themselves
Right.
to make the weight. Now 2024, you got years worth of Reddit built up. And,
Right.
Google this and that, YouTube. There's a lot more knowledge out there to learn how to
Mhm.
do it healthy, in a healthy way,
How do you
But it
do it in a
still
healthy
sucks.
way? I mean, like, do you just
So-
kind of starve yourself of food or
No.
fast or?
So I do a little bit of fasting,
Mhm.
but for me personally, it's more of a carb diet.
Okay.
So
Wait, carb diet? Like
Mhm.
you cut carbs or you add
cut
carbs? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And that has its own suckiness because now you have no energy to train.
I was just
you
gonna
know,
say, if you add,
It's give
if
and
it's
take.
all carbs, you're gonna look like me.
but no, you take away the carbs. I think it's like 1 gram of carbs holds like 5 grams of water or something.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
So when you cut the carbs out, your water deload.
Drops automatically.
Right. It's so much easier on everything else.
Yeah.
The only difference is that come after weigh-ins, when you go to get all your weight back,
Mm.
well, you're kind of going to be lacking something because you've been
Right.
cutting carbs for the last week or 2 or
Right.
3. So
Yeah, and I imagine your body might go into shock a little bit, just reintroducing that quick.
you need to take it slow. Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't call it shock so much, but you definitely don't want to just hit the nearest steakhouse and just
Right.
overload.
Well, it's
No.
just like I've heard of like guys like stuck out in the desert or in the jungle or whatever, and they're like starving at 6 days in, and they're like starving to death, and they finally find some food, and they just start mowing down, and they die from it.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
just their whole body goes, "No, bitch, that's too fast.
It's
There's
too
nothing
much.
in here. What are you
Yeah.
doing?"
No, you definitely want to get a little something in your stomach first, get the juices moving,
Yeah.
and then reintroduce slowly.
Yeah, I'll do the when you're rejuvenating or whatever you call it. I'm sure there's a term, But
Rejuvenating.
okay, well, I like it. Perfect. I know more about the sport than I thought I knew. Do you get are IVs? I know that was a thing a while back. They were doing the IV, but I think it was then outlawed. And
As far as I know, you're not allowed to do that.
okay,
No one is checking an amateur fighter for things of those natures.
right.
Or things of those nature. But I mean, I'm still not going to do it.
Well, it's good practice to not do it,
Right?
because if you start doing it now, you're going to want to try and do it in the pros.
If you're cheating in the amateurs, then good luck going higher.
Right.
So I'm not doing that.
Right.
There's also like they don't check for roids in amateurs.
Okay. Yeah.
So sometimes I'm looking at people and I'm like,
Hey, what?
You're a little big,
yeah,
buddy.
You find
know?
somebody that looks a little sus.
Yeah.
Oh, he was watching your fights.
Yeah.
I'm like, you look a little big. It's a little wild. But they don't test in amateurs. So some
Really?
of these guys.
I wonder why.
It just
There's no money
Not
for
enough
it.
money on the line.
yeah. You fight one time and then you're never seen again. That happens all the time. So that they're probably just not wanting to spend that money.
Right.
I don't blame them. But
Yeah, that's a touchy subject because you guys take supplements and things of that nature, and it's been documented that some of those supplements actually have trace amounts of things in it that might set off, a test. And there's been some high level guys that basically got, suspended or
just 3 weeks ago.
Is that
happened
right?
To someone, yeah. I don't want to say the guy's name and be wrong, but
Yeah,
I know
no,
there's
it's
a
fine.
UFC fighter who did that exactly.
Right.
He's taking his normal supplements, and then the guys called him and was like, "Hey, don't take that." He's like, "Well, I just took it, so now I got to let the UFC know that you gave me something I'm not supposed to have."
Right.
And so he had to take a suspension for that. Yeah. Well reduced because he found out and immediately told them.
Right,
you know,
right.
so it wasn't malicious at all, but still.
It's not like he told him after a fight and he just bludgeoned someone.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's got to be
still.
hard. Are you do you take the supplements and stuff? I mean, I don't
I'm
know what
pretty
supplements you
natural.
would even take.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty natural. Outside of amino acids, the little powder amino acids, some creatine, and a protein powder,
Yeah,
full blown natty.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll hold up.
Yeah.
I know that I think it's better now. I don't really know. I know that in the past it was just rampant, all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And what is it? What is that company that came into the UFC? Was it USADA?
Yeah,
Yeah,
USADA.
And
they just got
they-
rid of them.
Oh, did they just get rid of
Yeah.
them
For sure, yeah.
because they were too good at what they did?
I forget what was the drama with USADA.
I think they were waking up players at 4 a.m. on their day of their fight to test them.
Oh, I heard all kinds of
And,
stories like
that's
really
that.
pissed off Dana White. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I think they had a lot of beef with USADA just with different rules and stuff like that. It was kind of ridiculous.
Huh.
Honestly, if you can't rehydrate yourself via IV, then it's not like you're taking away from anything. You're just taking in fluids quicker.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it's bullshit. But
If we could do it, I'd be down for it.
Yeah.
If there was a rule I could change, yeah, that's one of them for sure.
yeah,
But
yeah, the powers that be. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
That and the 12-6 elbow or 6-12, however you want
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
which they were
straight
changing.
down.
They were.
Get rid
I
of
think they're
that.
getting ready to change that too.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid, isn't it? I mean, the elbow, that's the 12 to 6, it's straight down
straight
elbow
down,
like
Straight
that. But you can take your foot,
down. Right.
with all your
Right.
leg power, which is 3 times as much power or more with some people. I mean,
So if I can bring my heel from 6.5 feet up in the sky and bring it down on your head,
yeah,
why can't I?
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing elbows at this point in
Right.
my career, but John Jones still has that one on his record because of the 12 to 6 elbow.
right.
So
I think they DQ'd him, right?
yeah, they DQ'd him
Yeah.
for it.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's definitely a weird rule. I think it was the podcaster we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I think he was saying that there was the karate movies.
Right.
Where the guys were breaking the bricks.
Right.
And they were like, hey, that looks bad. Let's not do that in the
right.
cage.
Well, and from what I understand, it's taken a long time to really kind of with mixed martial arts to get the referees, because they were using either boxing or jiu-jitsu or one or the other, but they weren't really referees in place that knew
MMA.
MMA.
Yeah. That's real. Shout out to Herb Dean, because Herb Dean actually has like a referee instructional.
Yeah, he's
and
the
his
OG.
Stuff is like, his stuff is the one where like nowadays, if you want to learn how to be a referee, you're gonna go watch that Herb Dean instructional.
Right.
So yeah,
No,
good on him.
Yeah, I've heard that name. I don't, like I said, I've
dude.
heard the,
Yeah.
I know, I've heard the name. Like I said, I'm not completely dumb. I just don't follow it.
That's not good.
So who are some of your, like, the people that you look up to, man? Some of your heroes in the sport?
Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Of course.
Yo.
Yeah, the greatest of all time. John Jones.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time. My personal GOAT is Israel Adesanya.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guy. I see like the way he fights, and I'm like, I want to fight like that guy.
Style bender.
Style bender. Yeah. And when I see Adesanya fight, I'm like, I want to fight like that guy. He's a little eccentric, but I like that about him. You know, he's very like, hey, this is who I am. Beat me. You know?
Right.
Make me stop. And I like that. Yeah, I think those are like my top three. If I had to choose a top three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
those are my
cool,
top
man.
three.
I don't know. I mean, I know John Jones. I've heard that name. Anderson Silva. And I've heard Stylebender. I'd like to get into it, but I just don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying?
Any given Saturday.
Yeah.
Just watch UFC.
Just hop on.
Yeah. True story. What the hell was I going to say? I don't fucking remember. It was about one of those guys. I cannot remember, but it doesn't matter. My little brain, the ADHD, just goes into overdrive. So the goal is when you get out of the. I mean, it's amateur now, right?
Yeah,
That's
amateur. Yeah.
I hate to say that. You know what I mean? Like it just sounds like it's amateur, but
No,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, but when you go pro, like what company do you have designs on working for? I mean,
I would like to fight internationally.
okay,
I would like to step outside of the U.S.
cool.
There's a lot of good talent in Asia, and I'd really like to go over there and train with some of those guys. But I don't have any specific promotion in mind.
Right.
Again, it's whoever wants to treat me the best.
Right.
Is kind of where I'll go. You know, if I go talk to you and you're giving me a good contract right off, and you're not like underselling me or anything, then that promotion, whoever they may be in the future, will be the one that's in the runnings.
And do you have like a manager that handles all this stuff?
My coach.
Your coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that I that's cool, but I guess at some point you might need
At some point,
need to bring somebody on because coach is coach and he's got a whole place to run.
Yeah. At some point, we'll definitely expand the circle a little bit, but
your entourage.
At this stage, I'm very comfortable with just who we have and what we're building right now.
Yeah. What's the support system look like here in Jacksonville for this type of for your type of profession?
It's actually really sick.
Is it?
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. So, for example, like I said, Smiley Academies is on Wells Road. There's like a plaza that the gym is in. Well, I want to say 3 doors down, there's a bar called Nakama Anime Bar.
Oh, okay.
So I walked over to Nakama. I talked to the guy who owns it, Sean, and we just having conversation, just 2 minutes.
I messaged them to see if I could get them on the show, but they haven't answered me back.
I'll make sure to tell him. Check his DMs. I got you. Yeah, just 2 guys talking.
Yeah.
And then, I saw him again one day and I was like, hey, what do you think about sponsoring me? He was like, yeah, that'd be great. So now,
that's dope.
Just boom, right off, like just random conversation. Now I have my biggest sponsor who, and their business is building up. It's blowing up.
Yeah.
Mine is going up. It's the random interactions that I have with people. It feels like every time I have an interaction with someone, it's building in a positive way.
Oh, that's great, man.
I can go to, I don't know, the random Walmart and somebody's like, hey, aren't you? And like that part, I've got like 400 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like maybe 400 followers. Everywhere I go out here, there's somebody that's like, hey, aren't you the guy? Like, don't I know you? That's great. So yeah, there's plenty of support out here for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Followers on Instagram. That's not, it's not, I'm glad, I was happy to see that you had like 400 followers on Instagram and you're not like one of these I've got 150,000 followers on Instagram. You just won't be,
the content is different when you see those guys too.
It really is. It's more commercial.
Very
It's
commercial.
like they don't have their hands on that.
Yeah,
They're not dealing with that.
There's
That's not
somebody
their
else
page.
doing that. Yeah,
Yeah, I've looked at your page and I've watched your videos and stuff. And I'm like, this is his page.
yeah, it's genuine. This
Right.
is me.
This is him. He's a real person. He's letting it all hang out. You know. Now I did see in one of your videos that you were setting up for. I guess you were setting it up so you could do like a talking head YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're wanting to do? Something like that?
So on my YouTube right now, I've got my first 4 fights. I've done pretty much just like a breakdown of the fight.
Okay.
So they'll have my little head in the corner and I'll just be talking.
These are your fights?
Yep, you can see there. I've just got my little face in the corner. Again, dude, very genuine. Like that's just
Is
me.
that
you know
Afro
what I mean?
Samurai in the background?
Yeah, I love that.
We're big. I'm a big dork, anime dork. I love it.
Yeah, but Afro Samurai is one of the reasons I started fighting.
Is that right?
Yeah, Afro Samurai led me down the rabbit hole to find out who Yasuke was in the first place. So yeah, it's dope. But yeah, these are what my videos look like for the most part. Just a little, whatever you see the house in the background and stuff.
Hey.
And then I went and upgraded it. So now it's like I've got the green screen. I've got the whole my collectibles on the side and the cool LED lights and all that stuff. My sponsor, Burner Industries, he made me a plaque. It's like I don't know, maybe like 4x5 foot metal plaque. And it's got my socials on the side with my logo in the center.
Oh, it's dope.
And I've got all my medals lined up. And one of my favorite parts about fighting, I love this, right? When I fight, every time I fight, I take my hand wraps and I try to get my opponents to sign them. And so far, every single one of them has signed them. So I've got every at least one, every single one of my hand wraps with my signature, the date, and the
So what do you cut them
the way
off
the
where
fighting
they're
is.
whole?
Yep,
Oh.
I just cut it at the palm so that we can write on the
That's
backhand
dope,
side.
man.
So it's their signature, my coach's
And that's
signature.
really awesome sportsmanship that you do that.
Yeah. I don't hate you. You know?
Right.
Like, it's
I know there's a lot of bullshit in the sport in the pros where there's a lot of positioning and fucking the act.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
well, I will say
Sells tickets.
That part.
There's a lot of promotion involved.
Right.
But I feel like as a professional, you kind of mean it a little bit more because that record doesn't change up.
Right.
As an amateur,
Plus the purse.
it means a lot more.
Yeah, if you can get in somebody's head.
As an amateur, if I lose today and then go pro tomorrow, my record's 0-0 tomorrow.
Right.
So who cares? We're all using each other to learn. But as a professional, that record is what you got.
Right.
So I think their BS is probably a little bit more real. But also they're probably better at promotion than we are. So
Yeah.
give and take.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's the obvious self-promoter, Conor McGregor. He's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Hey, who the fuck are you?
yeah. He's
Who
like
the fuck is this guy?
yeah.
Fuck is this guy?
Like I said, I know a little bit, and I know that dude's a showboat. I mean, he's in
I
movies
just fought
and
a
shit.
Conor McGregor type loudmouth dude.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
and he was just doing it
Oh man, just the whole time.
and
Yeah.
it didn't get into your head or anything.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to stuff we're gonna fight tomorrow.
Right.
So
We'll see.
who cares?
I keep
Yeah.
well. What's funny is once we started talking, you know how this shit goes with the internet and Facebook and Instagram. If you even think if I think about pools, I'm gonna have advertisements for pools.
Mm-hmm.
I started talking to you on Instagram, and I started getting these videos. When I'm scrolling through videos or whatever, I'll start getting these videos where it's instant karma videos with the fights. Have you seen these?
Yeah.
Where they're they're up there and the guy's
Yeah.
and
mushing them and
putting his
everything.
face,
Yeah.
and then the dude just
Going to
chilling.
sleep
He's just
tomorrow. Yeah.
he's just standing there okay, and he just puts him out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
That part
Yeah.
is really fun to watch when somebody's a fucking loudmouth.
That's when it bites you in the ass.
Right.
When you're trying to promote and then you realize
You can't back that shit up.
Yeah, he hits hard.
Right.
Oh, he's too fast. I can't keep up. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I was talking so much shit yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to ever be that guy.
No, I don't think you will. You have. It seems like you have a genuinely positive disposition,
Yeah.
and that's something too. And do you feel like it's from your like martial arts training that has caused you to be so even keeled?
I feel like I've won all the fights that I needed to win in life already. Like, I grew up fighting, and I grew up like some of those situations like I actually had to fight. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh, you stepped on me, I don't like you. Like I actually had to fight, you know, and I won, and I'm here now. So like this is fun, this is cool, this is great, this is what I want to do in life. But like if I lose, I go home tomorrow. Right. You get what I mean? So there's no reason to be rah and acting crazy and all that. Like it's a sport. If I wouldn't do that to you if we were playing football, you know, if we were playing football
that
tomorrow,
won't happen. Don't you sweat it.
But if we were playing football tomorrow, right, I wouldn't get in your face, you know. So I just think about it like football. Like
I might run faster. Just saying.
I know. I'm kind of quick on the feet.
I'm a little guy. You know. I know. I mean, I might not get away from you, but I would run faster than I ever have. Like, holy shit, this dude's gonna eat me alive.
Pull both hamstrings.
I don't know if I have to.
Actually, my legs are so sore right now. I'm not running after shit.
Oh yeah, leg day.
Nothing. Yeah, hard work yesterday.
Yeah,
for sure.
I had a guy I work with. He just did leg day. He was limping into work today.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't envy you.
If
That's
you just
why
saw me when I got out of my car, you'd have been like, "What the hell is wrong with him?" Like I'm like holding on to the roof of the car.
Who broke him?
Like,
Yeah, that's why I don't work out, man. I just stay fat. It's fine. You know, my leg day is getting up off the couch to get something out of the fridge. But I say that because I feel like there is a stigma about like most fighters are pretty fucking chill.
Yeah,
and it's almost like we've practiced and we've hit the bag, we've rolled, we've gotten all that pent up aggression and energy out, and now there's that plus the fact that you can handle pretty much any situation.
That's a great point too. I didn't even mention that. Like, there's no reason for me to be all hot-headed and stuff because I go and I fight every night.
Right.
You know, like every night I'm hitting someone and they're hitting me back. So
yeah. Do you spar every day?
Not every day.
Okay.
No. But we do spar decently often.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I just don't have that in me.
Yeah.
That random, Walmart aggression. Like, I don't
Waffle House aggression.
Waffle House aggression. Like, nah. And then I used to do bar work. I used to be a security guard security guard for a couple of different bars around here.
Okay.
So I was the guy going over there and being like, really, dude, this is what you're going to do tonight? Like,
yeah.
You're going to ruin your night like this? Yeah, I just don't have that. I've seen it happen enough, and I've dealt with it enough in real life where I'm not aggressive, like, randomly.
Well, like I said, it's a good trait to have, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And it makes people, I think it's an endearing quality, and I feel like, I know that there's a stigma in the pros that like people like the bad guy, and so some people might play that part up in the ring or whatever, or at weigh-ins and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm a hero guy, man. I like the protagonists in the animes. I'm not, I'm not trying to. I don't really root for the, unless you're watching what show was that? I don't know, any fucking. I don't want to get too nerdy, but some of them animes, it's like every bad guy turns in after 2 episodes. They turn into the good guy.
Have you watched My Hero Academia?
Yes.
I'm waiting on.
I'm at
Shigaraki to become. Oh, I love you too.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But
yeah, I hope not.
That's what I kind of see happening. Right now.
Yeah. You're probably a sub. You a sub or dub?
Dub.
Okay,
dub
good.
full on.
That's what's up.
Yeah, yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. But
You a sub watcher?
No, I don't watch anime.
Oh, okay.
He's just laughing
right.
at me. People talk shit, and I'm like, listen, I have this thing where I'm watching TV, and my phone will be
Always
sitting
doing something
down.
else?
It's something always going on, like,
Yep.
oh, I need to check my phone, will go off, and then I'm like, oh shit, what just happened? But if it's dubbed, I can just listen.
Exactly.
Plus, I like to watch it. I like to watch the art.
Yeah.
I want to see.
I'm not trying to look at this and.
Right. If I'm looking down, I'm seeing their fucking feet moving around. Like what?
Right.
Why do I want to?
It was Monday. Monday, I had the same argument with a friend at work. He's like, you got to watch My Hero Academia and sub. The voice acting is so good. And I was like, dude, they speak English right here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Why am I going to hurt my brain like that?
I can watch TV and then I can hear what's going on and do this over. I got 2 kids, bro.
Right.
Like, I'm not always looking at the screen.
No, there's too much life going on.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got to the last dub on Crunchyroll. So
Okay.
like waiting. I'm just waiting. Like drop those fucking dubs, bitch.
I'm waiting on Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
I saw the last episode, but the dub hasn't dropped, so I'm
Right.
waiting on that one too.
I'm waiting on that, and they just now we're getting real nerdy, guys. So hang in there.
Should we
hang on.
explain to the casual people?
No, it's fine. It's fine. They'll catch up or not. Basically, you can take some of the Jujutsu Kaisen. If you don't know these titles, go watch them. And Crunchyroll, just pay for it. It's better than
just do
Netflix.
it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
better than
just do it.
better than Netflix. But what the hell was it that I was? One Piece. I'm a one. Dude,
I want to.
I did it. I
but
did
it's
it.
like 1,000 episodes.
I did it. I fucking did it. It's taken me almost a year
Jesus.
because I don't. You don't have time. But every vacation, like my last vacation, dude, I was a worthless lump of shit. Okay, I didn't come off the couch except to go to the bathroom, and maybe like I think once in the week I took a shower, but I literally just binged my entire vacation One Piece, and I got all the way to the Kaido fight, and like the big brawl, where he goes, Gear 5. Everybody talk about.
So I've been seeing it, but I haven't watched it. No.
See. 1072, 1073. That's where it happens. So
1073. Jesus. Man.
That's where you got to get to. But
me and my wife have been trying to rewatch Breaking. Well, I'm rewatching Breaking Bad. She's watching it for the first time. We're on like episode 8. It's been a month.
Yeah.
Well,
I imagine.
Babe, come on.
I imagine with you, you work.
Yeah.
You got a family. You got practice, and then on outside of the gym practice, like you said, you go out running, riding bikes, doing all your other routines. Finding time to watch anime is probably like or anything.
Again, like shout out to my wife for just being so amazing, because the only time that I get to spend with her is time when I take away from the gym, and when I'm having a budding career and I'm on this path to greatness, right? You don't want to take time away from the gym. Mm-hmm. So she's so understanding and accepting of that. And it's just, she's awesome, man.
It sounds like it.
Shout out to her.
Should have brought her with you, man. Oh, but she's sitting with the kids probably.
Yeah, she's got right now, you know what I mean? She's got the babies at home, cooking dinner and probably cleaning up with babies. Like,
you got family out here in Jax?
No, not in Jacksonville.
Right.
My family's still in Milwaukee and in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. And Tennessee.
So like y'all are like alone in the raising of the family thing, which is tough.
Yeah. We just her older sister took the babies for about 2 weeks. We just got them back last week.
Oh, okay.
And
that was a nice little break,
dude. Oh man.
I know you don't want to say that because you love your kids.
You
want them to be around all the time. But
if you're a parent, you understand,
right? Sometimes you just need a fucking break, bro.
And it's like the 2 weeks that we took away from the kids, it was like our relationship just renewed itself. You know? And I was like, oh, well, you're actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a big.
I'm joking, but I'm not.
No, I feel you, dude. I totally do. I mean, taking vacations alone or just anything, any kind of break where you can rekindle, is good.
Just love each other again. Anew,
because you get so wrapped up in your day to day, and it's like you're taking care of so much. You're taking care of your health. She's helping you with that. You're working out. You're working. Everything is like laid out, but like the health of your relationship is nowhere on that. On that platform. You're just like, when does that happen? When does that come into play?
It was like the whole 2 weeks that our babies were gone, we were out every night.
Yeah,
it was super fun. It was dope.
Being 25-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it felt like we were 25, and not 30-somethings.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, man. It's being a parent is a rewarding and amazing thing, and it's also very time consuming and taxing.
Yeah.
Boys, girls.
I've got one boy and one girl.
Okay.
My son's 2, and then my little girl, she's like 6 months.
So when are you going to put either of them or both of them in? Because, I mean, I know the 2 month, that's too early, but 3, we might be able to ready, right?
My son, before I came here, about maybe 15 minutes before I walked out of my door, my son was doing pull-ups. I got a little pull-up bar before you get to my bathroom. So I'll go in the bathroom.
He's 3.
He's 2.
2, almost 3.
Not even 2.
Yeah,
He's
okay,
2 this month.
Okay, almost 2. And he's doing pull-ups?
He's doing pull-ups.
Bro,
so
calm down.
He sees me walking into the bathroom, and when I walk under this bar, I'll just pop pull-ups real quick. Right?
Yeah.
So he's been seeing me do that.
Mhm.
I take him under there. I'll let him put his little arms up and grab it, and
Yeah.
I'll just hold him under
Push
the
him
butt.
up. Yeah.
I'm not even pushing him up.
He pulls himself.
He's squeezing his little self up. I think he did 7 in a row.
Oh, my
at
God.
2 years old. I don't know what the strength ratio is for kids.
I don't
but-
know, but yeah, he's gonna be a superhero.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, dude, so Project John Jones over here.
Come on,
we're
little
building something
Deku.
great. Yeah, we're building something great over here, man.
Is that Ulysses the fourth?
No, his name's
Okay.
Adonis.
Okay.
Adonis?
Yeah,
Okay.
Adonis.
See, if I was gonna have, I've got 2 girls. If I had a boy, he would have been he would have been the third.
Mhm.
I'm a junior.
See, I think 3 is a good number,
Yeah.
but then you got to stop at 3 because if you keep
It
going
gets
to
weird.
4, you got to go to 15.
It
you
gets
know?
weird.
Like, yeah, if you go to 4, you got to keep going forever.
Well, you can't. I mean, if you have one that's like the fourth, okay, then he, when he gets older, has to have.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I have the 4th, he has the 5th, so on and so forth.
And then you're talking about, then you're like into like the JoJo, like, you know, bizarre
yeah,
shit. I'm like, they're all named JoJo? What?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking weird.
That threw me for a loop.
Did you watch that shit?
I watched
That's another
a
long
little
one.
bit of it.
That's another one that it takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know which one to start with. There's like 4 different
The first one.
beginnings or something.
The first one.
But then they were saying like, oh, you're supposed to start here and then
I don't
watch
care.
this season of this
I don't
one
give a
and
shit what people say. I start
these episodes.
but
of
the
that one.
storyline is like, well, this one's the first one, and then it goes to
Mhm.
the next descendant, the next, all the way to
Mm.
the girl. You know,
I didn't know there was a girl one.
yeah. Well, she was
Okay.
like that was. I ain't gonna lie. I might be a little bit of a simp.
Yeah.
You know, and you see a girl like on the cover, and you're like, okay, what's this about?
yeah.
You know, I don't mind a little fan art. You know, it's all good. No, but yeah, I don't know. To each his own.
Yeah.
Not to get back into the anime, but I'm glad that we have that in common.
Oh yeah, yeah, full blown. That's why that Nakama sponsorship was so dope for me too,
Mhm.
because like I genuinely enjoy this place.
Yeah.
like I go all the time.
It's a
I like
fucking
the
dope
people.
place.
So you've been?
Yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
awesome.
I took when they first opened up. It was before they really blew up. I mean, it was maybe I want to say it was probably like their first week open,
Mm.
and we went out there and there was I want to say it was a contest, a costume contest, or what do they call it? Fuck.
Cosplay.
Yes, it was a cosplay contest, and we just went up there. I don't drink
Mm.
at all, you know, so it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? You know,
Mhm.
I just got a water, and she was like, yeah, give me all the fucking things, you know, and I'm just the designated driver at this point. But no, it's a really cool place. I wish they had like a bigger area, like a bigger place, and
Mhm.
I imagine eventually they'll expand.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because it's such a cool idea, and it's like what they're doing with their events and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Not to get onto that, but I mean, it is a cool place.
They
yeah.
did like some video game stuff last night where they had a bunch of different video games and people just brought their own TVs and
Yeah,
I guess that's the point that I'm making is that it's a bar,
yeah.
but it just feels like
Home.
a hangout
Yeah.
clubhouse, like meet up with the boys and play video games at this bar.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like very. I don't like going to a lot of places where there's people. Does that make me
get that.
antisocial?
I get that.
No,
I get
but
that.
because most time there's people, there's a lot of judgment. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
what is he wearing or whatever. But
Mhm.
I didn't get that vibe.
No, not at all.
It was definitely just like you said, it's just like going home. And it's like your fucking brother sitting on a couch playing video
Mhm.
games, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like you come in here, they got like TVs everywhere. There was a dude at the bar playing a fucking video game and
Yeah.
drinking, and I was like, that's got to be the coolest, you
Yeah.
know. And they had a DJ, and it was a lot going on.
It's
you
a
know?
vibe. It's like I did like a advertisement little video thing for them.
Yeah.
And I was saying in the video, like, you can play video games over here if you want to, or you can go over here and sing if you want to, or you can dance over here if you want to, or you can sit right here and chill if you want. Like, whatever you want to do that night,
Yeah.
they have it. you
Right.
know? And it's, like you said, the people, no one is, like, judgy and, weird or nothing like that. Some of them are little,
everybody that goes in there is weird. I mean, I know because
that's what I was about to get at.
I'm
yeah.
fucking weird.
Some of them are a little, not antisocial, but,
Yeah.
like, not socially adept.
Introvert, maybe.
Introverted a little
Yeah.
bit, but no one is like malicious.
Right.
No one is, being weird in
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, that's
I love
good,
it,
and it's
yeah.
right next to your gym, so it's like
And it's right there. Yeah.
it works out.
Yeah.
No, those type of places are awesome. I say those type of places. I've never seen a place like that.
Yeah.
So it's something new, and the fact that it's over here in Orange Park, it makes it even cooler because it's like right around the corner from my house. I dig that. Do you stay out here or you stay like somewhere else in Jax?
I'm on just the other side of Orange Park. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's dope.
I was gonna say too. I mentioned earlier that I could go different places and somebody would be like, "Hey, aren't you the guy?"
Yeah.
So I was at Nakama, maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like 2 weeks ago, and just walking around having a good night, whatever, talking to random people, and I get a tap on my shoulder. Turn around, there's this guy, and he's like, "Hey, you're," and I was like, "Oh, I'm Ulysses, man. Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "No, you're Yasuke," and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Did you cosplay?
No, it was just I was just dressed, whatever regularly,
Yeah.
but it was like the fact that some random dude at this bar was like, "You're the guy. I know you," and that happened that day.
Yeah.
I went to work the next day, and as I'm walking through the hangar, I'm on base. I work on base.
Okay.
So as I'm walking through the hangar, someone's like, "Hey, Ulysses." I'm like, "Oh, it must be somebody I served with." Turn around, it's a brand new face. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" As he gets closer, it was a guy that I'd done a jiu-jitsu tournament with.
Oh,
like,
sweet.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, man, how you been? Whatever." So we catch up. I walk a little bit farther down the hall, and then they're like, "Hey, aren't you a fighter?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah. Hey, man, we're in this together. We're all fighters, okay? That's what you mean.
It's crazy, man. Like, even just at my job, there's people that I've never talked to, like the sailors, the active duty sailors. I don't talk to them. I'm a civilian now.
Yeah.
But I'll be there. I'll be there, like in the what do they call it? Like where you go buy the food.
Commissary.
Food court.
It's like a food court essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. Little shop at food court thing.
Rubbing
I'll
the
be in
necks.
there. Yeah. And the guy walks up and he's like, "Hey man, don't I know you from somewhere?" He's like, "What do you do? Like, were you on the boat or whatever?" And we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you fight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm an MMA fighter. I go by Yasuke." He's like, "That's it. I found your Instagram."
That's why. Okay, Yasuke. That's
Yeah.
why. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
I didn't
Yasuke.
even completely.
He was like, "Yeah, I found your Instagram, dude. I follow you on Instagram."
Oh, dope.
Like, never met this guy. Have no similar connections. It was just he saw my Instagram.
Yeah.
So like that stuff that keeps me going.
You
man.
like
It's
that, huh?
I like it on a small level.
Yeah.
I like it when it's small time and when it's genuine. I don't want to get to the point to where like, and I've had this already where people message me with random like favors or like
like what?
interrogatives and stuff.
Like such as.
So
Can we talk about this on here?
this one chick, I forget now. It's been so long. I still have the messages, but it was like 4 or 5 voice messages, and she maxed out every voice message, and it was like I don't know. It was like word soup of some like political like anti-America whatever. Like I don't know. It was just very weird and convoluted. I don't know if she made the same point or contradicted herself, but it was
Probably.
like maxed out voice messages, and it was like 6 of them. Like just gibberish. I was like, that's kind of weird.
Blocked.
But yeah, blocked. So there's that. There's people asking me for random favors and money, and I'm like, dude, I'm so much more broke than you are. Like,
What?
Like that's weird. You think I have money?
Yeah, that's strange.
As an amateur MMA fighter, you think I have money? Stop it.
50 G's, baby.
You know what I mean?
Ain't
But
none of that.
yeah, no,
Not yet.
That's weird.
I've definitely gotten some of that weirdness already.
Yeah.
But on the small time, when people genuinely are just like, I know you, don't I?
Yeah.
That feels great.
Well,
I love that.
it's the one-on-one I like. That's why I like this format. Like when I'm, I could have met you, at the bar or whatever, and that would have been cool. But we probably would have never gotten a chance to talk, because I'm fucking deaf, half deaf, sans the headphones. I mean, that's why I have the headphones. But 2, I don't really talk to people when I'm out. I just like observe. But this, for me, this is where I like to meet people and really get to know people, and it's easier for me. I like the one-on-one, like you said. If somebody stopped me in a hallway or walking into a store or something, which never has happened, but which I guess I'm kind of grateful for. I honestly don't. It's so funny because, like you said, I don't want the fame. It's not for me. I want people to know the podcast so that when you come on, you get a spike in your Instagram or more people come to your tournaments, or I guess it's not a tournament, your matches.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking like Taekwondo shit.
It's fine. I have tournaments too sometimes. BJJ tournaments, yeah.
Yeah. So is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to start doing more of them, but
Yeah.
I've had some, yeah.
I know it doesn't fucking really matter, but I mean, what color belt are you?
I'm a white belt.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, white belt. That's on me though. That's my fault. And I was just talking to Coach
you haven't
about
put the
this.
time into it.
It's not that I haven't put the time. Well, yes and no. I've put the time into no gi. I've not put the time into putting on a gi and wearing the. I couldn't tell you how to tie a belt right now.
Right.
Because I just never put on the gi. But I was just talking to my coach a little while ago, and I was like, "Hey, coach, like I think it's time I start, kind of, putting it out there. I think for me, I was kind of saying I don't want to brag about my skill level. I don't care about belt colors. Whatever. Who cares about your belt color? You just train. That's kind of where I was. But my mindset has changed a little bit on that aspect. So I was just talking to my coach a little while ago and kind of, hey, coach, where do you think I'm at? We do belt testing. I was like, where do you think I'm at? What should I start testing for? So I think he said August. August we'll be looking for a blue belt. We'll be looking towards a blue belt. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the rating system or whatever, the belt system is different in jiu-jitsu than it is like say in taekwondo or karate.
Yeah. It can be different from gym to gym as well, yeah.
Right. And like literally if you come in and you just got massive skills, like they could just be like, "Hey, you're a fucking black belt," They just whatever the coach or the gym owner or whoever it is, the sensei or whatever you call them, whatever they decide.
Yeah.
Basically, based
However
on your skill level.
Feel about what they've been seeing, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If I go to, for example, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, if I go there and I'm like, yeah, give me a blue belt, they'd probably be like, dude, no, you don't know half the curriculum at all.
Right, right.
I used to at some point.
You
But
know Stormy?
nowadays,
Over
it
here
sounds
in
familiar.
10th Planet Orange Park.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I met
Okay.
him once, yeah.
Yeah, my
I don't
friend-
know him, but I met him.
My friend Donnell Langford and Rajon Chambers, they train there.
Okay.
They're a pretty tight crew over there.
Dope. I usually go to, when I go, 10th Planet Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I go to.
Yeah, they go down there on I think Fridays or something like that.
Yeah, Fridays are good days, yeah.
Isn't there's a 10th Planet out here off of
Yeah.
Blanding, right?
Just right here in Orange Park by Vito's Pizza.
Right.
10th Planet is blowing up, man.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
Shout out Eddie Bravo.
Yeah. Shout
Crazy
out
ass
to Bravo.
motherfucker, man.
Closer to home, shout out Brian Brown. Good man.
Is he one of the owners? Of
10th Planet Jacksonville, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Forget where I was going with that, but
Who knows?
oh, belts. So I was saying, if I go to 10th Planet for a belt, they're gonna be like, dude, you don't know half the curriculum.
Right.
There's no way I'm giving you a blue belt. But at my gym, where it's more MMA focused, then
It's a different story.
it's a different story. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but so you want to like brush up and really kind of like hone in on some of that jiu-jitsu, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Of course. So far, and well, I won't say so far, but lately, my jiu-jitsu has been focused towards mixed martial arts. So it's very like, okay, I'm on my back, defensive, whatever. Like,
Right.
yeah, I can go for this submission, but I'm also going to get punched in the face for it. So do I really want to do that? You know? Whereas in a jiu-jitsu competition, no one's going to punch you in the face, so you have a lot more opportunity, time, and space to maneuver in different ways. So as of right now,
I didn't even think of it that way.
oh yeah, it's way different. Yeah, you. I'll say that the moment may still be there in MMA for you to throw up this whatever you want to get,
Yeah.
but then you might get hit for it.
Ooh.
And it's just so much more.
When you say get hit for it, you mean like actually hit or like with points?
Oh no, you might actually get
okay,
punched in your
okay,
mouth for it.
okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like someone's actually gonna hit you.
Yeah.
So there's just not a lot of space, time, or opportunity for that in MMA.
Yeah.
Whereas in jiu-jitsu, like if you're sitting on my chest in jiu-jitsu, I'm not worried about blocking my face, so I can do other things with my hands.
Right.
But in an MMA match or cage or whatever, if you're sitting on my chest, oh shit,
I better cover up. And now I can't use
we
my
gotta
hands.
move.
Yeah.
Like. So yeah, slight differences there.
Yeah.
But right now it's more MMA focused. I would like to kind of go back towards that pure jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
or at least be able to just pull it out of my pocket so that I can
Right.
do more of these BJJ tournaments. For sure.
Well, I imagine, like you said, being well-rounded is the goal, I imagine, for anyone
yeah.
that's in MMA. fighter, because I mean, the more proficient you are at each one of those things, it's like it's got to just level you up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was just saying that in a podcast I did recently. I was saying, don't just be a wrestler, and that was because I was fighting a guy in Pennsylvania who was a wrestler, kind of teasing him.
So he was just he didn't really train the mixed martial arts.
I'm sure he trains it, but
he leaned into the
predominantly wrestling. He's like a state champion wrestler.
So he was trying to take you down the whole time.
That's what he did. Yep. I couldn't stop him.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he just held me down the whole fight. It was, for me, kind of boring. I was like, yeah, you won the competition, but like I came to fight,
Right.
But yeah, no, that's what happened. Yeah, dude grabbed me by the legs and was like, hey, here we go.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, that kind of goes back to what I was saying though about not really being like aggressive with each other.
Right.
He was, doing a lot of this or whatever. But after the fight, it's all back to being love. The guy messaged me 2 days ago, and he's like, "Hey, bro, what happened to your fight? Like, how you doing? Whenever you come back, you're always welcome."
That's good.
It's always love.
There's got to be
at the end of the day.
There has to be some camaraderie, because you guys are putting it all out on the line.
Yeah,
like you're literally putting your life in somebody else's hands every time you go into the ring.
Quite literally. Yeah. I mean, you're hoping that this guy doesn't kill you and that the ref stops him before he tries to.
Right.
Like every time. Yeah. It's never been like high five, buddy, we're gonna go in here and just do this thing.
Right. Let's have a good clean match and have fun.
Yeah, and people say that.
Yeah.
Right. But we all know what it really is. Like,
right.
You're gonna go try to knock each other head off or squeeze the freaking head off of them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because like in training camp, you've just got this vision of a war in your head at all times.
Yeah.
So
all the time.
You can't break that until after the fight.
Yeah.
Until it's all been, the dust is settled.
I got a knockout recently, and when the guy fell, I hammer fisted him 3 times.
I've seen it.
So
I told you he was researching you. He was watching the clips.
The first shot that I landed, it landed on like the back of his neck. Illegal, right? Bad spot.
Shit.
The other 2 landed on top of his head and then to the ear. Those 2 are illegal. So some of the comments were, "Oh my God, that was an illegal shot. You're such a bad person," right? These people aren't in the cage.
Right.
When he falls, there's not a moment of me going, "Oh, let me turn your head this way so that I can."
Right.
It's a fight, dude.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that at any moment you might flip it on me and, kick me in the mouth or whatever. So he falls and I'm just like, got to get him, But it's just moments like that where this is very much there's a lot of thought process behind it. There's a lot of it's very cerebral.
Right.
But it's also still a fight,
I imagine a lot of it, which is why you train so hard, and so that it's almost like breathing. It's almost just like
second
muscle
nature.
memory, because I imagine when you're in the fight, there's a lot of pressure on you when the lights are on you and you're in that cage, and there's no one around except the ref, and you're just like, shit, I'm in this motherfucker. So you have to put everything out of your brain, and just go.
There's a video I have. It's that one right there with the behind the scenes footage. You can kind of see what it looks like when I'm backstage. There's like this quiet, kind of solemn. I don't really even know how to explain it. It's just like, as the kids would say, lock in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just locked in.
You're mentally locking
in.
There's people talking to me, and I'm like, I hear you, and I'll stick my hand out for a dap or whatever. But like, it's just.
How tall are you, man?
I'm 6'2".
Okay, that's why I was like.
It's kind of hard to explain, but in that moment, there's my voice and my voice only, the primary voice in my head, and even that voice is kind of quiet. On the walkout, you get kind of excited, tell yourself to calm down, because the lights are there. There's people, hoorah, whatever. And then when you're in the cage, it's like, me personally, I describe it to my wife as a calm ocean, calmness on a raging ocean.
Mm-hmm. So
again, me being in the Navy, serving time on a ship, I said they're like prison, but being on a ship,
is.
Sometimes the ocean is going crazy.
Yeah.
It's going wild, but you're kind of, you're sitting there just watching it, and you're peaceful. That's kind of what the cage is like.
Really?
I'm in there and I'm peaceful, but there's chaos all around me. It's pretty nice.
It's nice, huh?
It's nice. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite places.
Fucking Luke Skywalker.
You guys kind of look alike a little bit.
Hey, watch your mouth. That's cool, man.
The walkout.
See, there's a lot of fucking people there.
Oh yeah, it was a sold out crowd.
190. Catch weight.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. It was supposed to.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I was about to. Fuck it. So it's supposed to be at 185, right?
Yeah.
Well, Buddy couldn't make weight.
Oh,
and
shit.
so-
They bumped it up.
Yeah. So they were like,
Damn.
"Hey, do you mind if he comes in at whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. He can
That's
come in a
what I
little
gotta
heavy."
cut.
But then it went to catch weight 190, and I was like, "Okay, well, I made 185. So what's going on?" Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told he made 85.
What
So
did he
what did
come
he
in at?
actually weigh?
Mm.
You know?
Do you know?
No, I never found out. I just found out he was heavier,
win
but I
that
never
match?
found out exactly. Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is without a doubt.
So here, I love this. My song, there's a song that I use every time. It's African Samurai by Flying Lotus and Denzel Curry. And there's a chant at the end of it. It's like, hey, 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 ha, hey, hey. And you can see me doing it there. In that moment, man, it's like, I feel like, I don't know, Zulu warrior,
Yeah.
like some type of like demigod. I don't know, something, man.
So fucking
Like-
killer.
Just
Like you're getting possessed.
unstoppable dude. Like I'm Hitman or something. I
Does
don't
it feel
know.
kind of like you get a little possessed sometimes? Like,
Yeah, it's like yeah, I'm not Ulysses anymore. I'm Yasuke.
right?
You know? Yeah, it's that.
Oh, yeah. I watched this fight last night.
Yeah, in this right here in this moment, this is no longer Ulysses. All the hey, how you doing, and all it's
Right.
dead. Even in the way I walk different. I look, you know, like it's crazy. When I
Killer.
watch this, I'm like, hey, who's that guy?
Oh, he put his hand up. You didn't pound fist with him.
Nah, no, I didn't like this guy.
No.
No.
Oh, he's a shit talker?
No. I had a better relationship with him than I did this one.
Okay.
This one, there's some other drama. I'm not gonna
No,
talk
that's
about it
cool.
again,
Yeah, you
but
got
yeah,
to.
get into that.
there's some other drama going
You
on.
got some quick ass hands, quick ass feet, man.
But this is the black belt. So he had 15 opponents that didn't want to fight him, and here I'm
Why?
just trying to be like, because he's a black belt,
Oh,
they were
okay.
like afraid. Here I'm just trying to like move as much as possible, kind of test out his strength, and hey, you know, and also I'm not letting you grab me because you're a black belt, you know. So I'm just being as explosive as I can, but I'm realizing there that
Oh,
that I'm
good
stronger
leg,
than this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was kind of worried about the
Damn.
strength difference.
You're going right through his defense,
Yeah.
right through his hands.
Now, does your I know it'd probably be hard, but like, how many of these matches does your wife come to and sit by?
All of them.
Really?
Yep. The only one she didn't make was the one in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yep. That was it.
Cut you in a
So here he
head
pulls me
choke.
down to the
You got
ground.
back up, though.
Yep. I stand
Yeah.
back up. I feel the choke here. So I
Wide
go down to
base.
one hand. I tripod. He tries to flip me over. I widen my base. And then with that free hand, I went down to one knee so that I could grip that hand a little bit easier, stood up and pulled it away from me.
Yeah, you're definitely.
That's stuff that like you can't stop to think about it. You have to have that
Yeah,
as
muscle
second
memory.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, your handwork is good. Always like fighting the hand, fighting the hand,
Yep.
fighting the hand, fighting the grab.
My mom told me she thought he was choking me here, and she was like, "Oh my God, he's choking you for so long."
under your
And
arm.
I was like, "No,
No,
Mom, I was
not even.
completely safe." Like,
Use
Yeah.
your hands.
So
and,
even here, can you go back for like 10 seconds?
yeah, I got you.
So we're here, and I'm kind of like, okay, you can't knee me in the face, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just fighting the hands, and he starts to knee me. His coaches
Yeah.
are telling him to knee me. So I think he does it twice or maybe 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, he's hitting your thigh.
I realize that there's space every time he does it, so I punch him just to get him to knee me again so that I can pull my arm out. I'm
There you
playing
go.
mental games, dude.
Oh wow.
So every time he kneed me, I felt that space. I
Oh,
felt
there
that
it
space.
goes.
I
Yeah.
needed him to do it again, so I just hit you because you're going to hit me back, right? Ego,
Right.
right? I hit you, you hit me back, I get my arm out.
What is it? What is his name? Gracie. He said that it's like you do this, I do this, and you do that,
Flipped.
and we do that, and forever.
Yeah, he's not conditioned as much as you are either, and you can tell he's much heavier.
He looks like he's starting
Oh,
to
yeah.
gas.
He's
little
moving a
bit.
little
He
slower.
was, yeah.
Yeah, he's not conditioned as much as Ulysses was.
At this point, his punches felt like nothing.
Really?
Nothing, yeah. You can see, like, I just gave up on head movement, and I just was like, I'm just going to wreck you, dude. Like,
well, his head movement is
His arms
gone
look-
away now.
I mean, it definitely looks like he's throwing B-52 bombers at
See?
you.
Look at you.
he's trying to, but
Like
there's
you
nothing
can-
behind him.
Oh, I see that.
There's like no
coming.
pop. There's no sting. It's just him like pushing his muscles forward. It doesn't hurt at all. I'm actually fighting in southpaw here, which is something I've been trying to do for a very long time. I'm a conventional fighter, left leg forward like that.
School me. What is that? What that means? Southpaw. That
So,
means left.
Conventional is left leg forward.
Okay.
Southpaw is right leg forward.
Okay.
And
Drop.
dude, I was talking to you and made you miss it.
No, I saw it.
Okay.
We're
yeah.
gonna play that for the fans. One more time.
Southpaw. I've been working it for a long time because there's a lot more options there.
Mhm.
And so in this fight, I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, use that southpaw thing we've been working on. It just happened.
Look at it right here.
Naturally.
Yep.
Kind of right.
Bam.
Oh, left.
Fucking Patrick.
I was like, wait, was that the audio from the video?
I hope no. That sounds like 5 people. There's way more than that.
And that was my thought. I was like, what the hell?
Talking that shit. Look at him.
Nasty check.
Boom.
So, dude, in that moment, right?
Is that what you were talking about with the fist?
Yep.
The hammer fist.
Yeah, you can.
In that moment, we started to kind of brawl.
Yeah.
I felt like he started to. I think I threw an overhand, and when I came back up, he like barely grazed me, and I was like, "Wait, I just gave you an opportunity, like a puncher's chance, right? I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
So I started backing up because again, BJJ black belt, he's a high school wrestler. We're waiting for a big double leg, grab me, pull me to the floor.
Right.
So in the moment where I start brawling with him, I'm like, that's not smart. Let me back away, get some space between us. As I'm backing away, I'm seeing he's punching from here, like from his like shoulders essentially.
Yeah.
He pulled my hand down on one of his like hooks or whatever. He pulls my hand down. I saw that he was just punching from his shoulders, and I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yep. No, I fully get that.
There's so much thought process, but then there's not at the same time. It's like my brain's going a million
See, right.
miles a
Yep.
minute.
There goes the pull down right there.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
He pulled my hand down and
And
gave me just a little bit more
He
vision.
got a little ounce of confidence. He was like, "Oh shit, he's
Yeah.
exposed."
Yeah,
And
he's thinking I'm like running away or something,
I
like,
think then that gave you the opening you needed.
that moment when I stepped back and kind of reassessed, I was like, yeah, no, we're brawling. And boom.
That was a good combo, man.
That was
Yeah.
nasty.
I think that's the right terminology.
Oh yeah.
No, like I said, I've done a little bit. I know a little bit. I just don't follow anything up to date. I couldn't tell you what one fighter from the other. I know like maybe 3 that I could point out.
Yeah.
No, that was a nice check hook though, for real.
Dude, and for some reason, my nose has been bleeding a lot. It didn't bleed in my last fight in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
but it bled this fight here, the fight before that, and the fight before that with no punches, like no significant punch to the nose. It was not in the fight that my nose bled. It was immediately after. Like the fight's over, I go, whew, that was fun, and then blood. I'm like, dude, what is that
stress.
about?
That's weird, man. Yeah, you need to get. I mean, I know that like a lot of fighters, they get that like pancake nose.
I got hit really hard in the gym one day, and
Yeah.
it bled for the first time ever in life. And then from that day on, it was like, you can flick me
Oh, don't do
in
it.
blood. Yeah.
I don't do. Me and blood don't mix. We'll have to end the podcast. No, are you worried about like fucking cauliflower ear and getting that pancake nose and all that shit?
Pancake nose, yeah, I'm trying to avoid that one. I want to stay pretty for as long as possible.
Oh, look at you. You
But the
handsome
cauliflower
son of a bitch.
ear, I'm like, I'm not too worried about. I don't want cauliflower ear because I keep headphones in all the time.
Yeah.
I'm a 24/7 music listener.
Right.
So as long as I can keep my headphones in, I'm okay with cauliflower.
Now, when
ear.
you spar, do you guys wear like the headgear and shit or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it can be kind of bulky,
Mm.
and when you're trying to slip punches, you get caught and it pulls your head around, or you just don't have the same vision.
Right.
So we wear it when we know that we're going to go hard.
Okay.
But for general sparring, no, we're not hitting each other that hard.
Now, are you worried about like things like CTE?
I wouldn't say worried, but definitely aware.
Aware.
Definitely aware. We're not trying to get like 35 and not know where we are and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Still want to be healthy and have a good career at the same time.
Yeah.
So worried, no, but very aware of it.
Do you like? I would. If you're not doing it, I think I would probably be doing all sorts of like cognitive tests and things that
And
can
keeping a record.
keep that, and
Yeah.
things that keep that they say if you do these things, it'll help strengthen your cognitive abilities, and so that it kind like reading and puzzles and shit like that kind of help to keep your brain firing properly. They say that those things help battle like Alzheimer's and shit like that, which I'm for sure gonna have. I'm halfway there. Oh, dude, I'm halfway there now. I can't remember my own fucking name half the time, but yeah, I mean that would be one of my biggest concerns as if I was a family member or now that we're friends, I'm gonna be worried about you, man. Like holy shit, watch your fucking dome.
Yeah, it's definitely getting punched in the head is not a necessity for the sport.
Right.
It happens, but there's ways to avoid it for sure. There's ways to avoid a lot of the damage that comes in, especially in MMA. If I were a boxer, I just kind of have to shrug my shoulders because you can only hit me in so many different places.
Right.
In MMA, you have so many more options on creating damage upon your opponent. So getting punched in the head kind of it becomes one of the options, but not the only option.
Less of a percentage.
Less of a percentage for sure. You're taking a lot less strikes percentage-wise to the head.
No, that's good. And
truth be told, I'd rather be put to sleep than punched in the head all day anyway. Like go ahead, choke me. I'll wake up 10 seconds later, be kind of euphoric, like, hey, what happened? And we're all good.
I got knocked out when I was in high school. I was a little dickhead. Okay, just this dude had a broken. I'll tell you the story. This guy had a broken toe. And when you have a broken toe, you don't get a cast on it, right? They just put this little splint and then put it on you just wear your shoe like normal. Well, I didn't know. And when you walk behind somebody and you kick them when their foot's going up and you kick it and it goes up.
Oh God! Yeah.
I was that kid. I was an annoying little shit. Okay. And I was a little bit smaller than I am now, height wise and everything. But he turns around and he goes, dude, don't do that again. And I was like, fuck you. Okay. And I did it again. And he turned around and said, bitch, if you do it again, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And I was like, whatever, bitch. I'd never been knocked out. So I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but there's one thing that I learned. Yeah. There's always somebody that's a badder motherfucker than you, and I wasn't even bad. So I did it again and he turned around and hit me right in the solar plexus. And I guess it just knocked all the wind out of my lungs. And I just I walked maybe 3 or 4 steps and then I just I was out. Next thing I know, there's like 5 people standing over me. I'm like looking up and it's like, God? Yeah, it is a euphoric, I guess is what the right word. I don't know if I felt euphoric in high school hallway.
Yeah, probably
getting
not.
knocked the fuck out. I was like, oh shit, I'm never living this down.
Yeah, that one's going to stick around for a little bit.
Nobody knew me. I was so unmemorable. It didn't matter. Nobody cared.
I got put to sleep one time training. My guy put me in a triangle choke. It's like one leg on top of the other, so you're getting choked out in between his legs essentially. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, do you feel the choke here? And I was like, yeah, a little bit, but like turn your hips that way. And he goes like this, and I was like, yeah, like that.
So this was in practice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were working on this triangle, and I was like, yeah, like that. I just kind of slowly passed out, and I remember saying yeah like that and like fading, and then next thing I know, I was on my back, and he's like standing above me laughing. He's like, hey, wake up. Slapped me on the cheek.
Well, he figured out the right.
Yeah. I'm sure his triangle is perfect today.
I bet
it works.
Yeah, you gave him the sauce.
I'm a testament to it. It works.
That's good. That's good. Do you have some of your how many other guys are out here in Jacksonville that are doing this on your level? What would you say roughly? I mean, you're the first person I've run into other than the guy I saw on the other podcast.
Without being cocky, I'm going to say that no one else is on my level. Mm-hmm. That is my peer. Okay. I'm the most active amateur in Florida, period. Number 6 ranked in Florida. And that's because the number 1 ranked fights every 2 years or some crazy stuff like that. And I'm going to other states to fight new competition.
Right.
So I'm taking the hardest fights I can. I'm putting on better performances than, my peers, my ilk. But I would say other fighters in general, there's a plethora of them. Not everybody keeps fighting. Like I said, some of these guys, they go in, they win one, they lose one, they never show back up. But, there's a decent number of them. They're just
Yeah.
not on the same level as me.
Well, imagine like anything, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
So if you're putting in the work, I mean, it's gonna pay off eventually.
Yeah. And I'm already starting to see payoff. I mean, I'm 4-2 right now. My second fight I lost due to a terrible weight cut. I had no idea how to cut weight.
Okay.
Right? Instead of me saying, "Oh, I lost," right? I went, "How can I make that weight cut better so that never happens again?" Right? In this fight in Pennsylvania, again I lost, and I was like, "Well, what happened there?" And so we figured out what happened there, and I go, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna take all that, bring it back home, and that's never gonna happen again."
Right.
For example, I had no energy in my legs whatsoever, like just no power in my legs. And I was like, dude, what was that about? Well, I ate fruits and berries and all this crap the day before, no carbs whatsoever. Hey, stupid, you need carbs.
Yeah.
You know? So, and again, I want to be clear, that's not an excuse as to, well, you only beat me because of.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is, as an amateur, I'm taking these lessons now and I'm building them up and I'm kind of stockpiling mistakes. And I'm saying, all right, here's my never do again list.
Right.
How much more is there to fuck up? You know, like I did all the fuck ups. We should be good going on later on.
Well, that's
These
the goal.
guys aren't.
I would
Yeah. Oh,
imagine.
yeah. That's the goal, right? There's going to be more, of course.
Yeah.
But these guys aren't. They're not even thinking on that level.
No.
So
When you make it to pros, you don't got. There's no time. There's like no time for error. You know, no room for error.
exactly.
You have to work that shit out now.
Exactly.
So, how like who taught you? Was it your coach that taught you the right way to cut weight, or I mean,
I was born in '99, so I've always had this little thing in my pocket. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
I just kind of read it. A couple of teammates,
Right.
and don't get me wrong. Of course, I asked my coach questions. A little bit of info from him, a little bit of info from my teammates, but read it in YouTube and just kind of figured out my body a little bit.
Right.
You know, sitting in a hot tub and pouring water and Epsom salt in that tub, that doesn't work.
No.
Not for me. Some people swear by it.
Wearing the
That's going to drain me out.
putting like saran wrap all over your whole body and then putting like one of them sweatsuits on or whatever.
So I can do the sweatsuit. I can do the sweatsuit. I can
It's
do
a
the
sauna suit, right?
Yeah, I can do that. But that hot bathtub water or whatever just drains the energy out of me.
Yeah.
And I try to have fun with these weight cuts. The last time I did one, I put on the sauna suit. It's like a plastic top and bottom.
Like some kind of vinyl or something.
Yeah, something like
It's like
that.
a
yeah.
garbage bag.
It's a garbage bag. It's a pretty garbage bag. That's it. Garbage
With
bag
zippers.
with sleeves and zippers. I put on my Oculus, my VR headset.
Yeah.
And there's a boxing game inside the VR.
Oh, cool.
So I went inside my gym, and we have a ring in my gym. So I set up the play area to the ring, and so I was just going around the ring boxing this VR guy. We got a little bit of video. It looks goofy as hell, but but I had fun with my weight cut.
Yeah.
So I went into that fight, happy and excited, and not, it sucks.
Right.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah,
little by little.
that's kind of cool. You virtually cut your weight.
Yeah. Like, instead of going into a sauna and sitting there sucking and, this is terrible, I was having fun. I was trying to beat somebody's high score.
Right. That's dope. I imagine you probably get more benefit from actually moving around rather than just sitting there.
I think so.
Wearing you, because that will, like you said, it just wear you out.
And so much of this game is mental.
Right.
Like, I had fun with my weight cut. He was probably sucking air on his, We go into the fight with different mindsets already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I'm learning how to make this more for me.
Yeah.
Every day, every time I fight, win or lose, I'm learning how to make something better for me in the future.
Right.
And just something as simple as throwing on a VR headset to cut weight, like, changes the whole dynamic of camp.
Well, yeah, you're getting weight cut, you're getting cardio, you're getting sparring practice.
Yeah, all in one, right?
And a plus, you're not getting hit in the head by your sparring practice partner.
Yeah, I'm slipping punches and no one's actually hitting me. It feels
Right,
good.
right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I guess knowing your body is probably has got to be, if not the most important, but it's like one of the top 5 important things about what you're doing. Because, like you said, if you don't know, like when you had no power in your legs, like that would have freaked me the fuck out.
It was a little weird, yeah.
Getting dizzy or just like I don't do half the shit you do. I'm just saying, like and my diet's all fucked up, so I know. But I also know that like if I work for a certain amount of time, and it's physical work, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dizzy and I get cold sweats and my stomach's fucked up. Like I need to eat something. I'm about to pass the fuck out. I do that. I'll work myself until I have nothing left in the gas tank. But you have to know your fucking body.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what kind of cardio workouts are you doing? Because you seem to have, like in that fight, you seem to be all right.
Yeah, I was fine.
My dude was a little gassy.
So
not gassy, gassed.
I like that. So I'll tell you what I'm not doing a lot of, and it's running. And people always think you got to run. I hate running.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately do not.
I don't like running either. It's bad on my knees.
It's same. I don't like it. But you have to supplement it somehow. So I'll do ellipticals. I do a lot of biking. My majority of cardio, I think, comes from my training. We just train harder and longer than I think other people do. And when I personally say to myself, hey, I'm going to bump it up today. So we're already doing more than the average.
Right.
Just on a basis. And then I go, hey, today we're going to bump it up a little bit. And then I go harder and I'm pushing myself every day. Like purposely, genuinely saying I'm going to go harder today.
Right.
Cardio comes from that. I'll hit the road every now and again running, but it's not long, marathon running.
Right.
It's sprints.
Right.
But yeah, that's
just to get a quick burn.
It's more about the heart rate.
You get your heart rate up.
The mileage.
Right.
That's about it. I'm not doing anything crazy for cardio. It's just I do what I do. I either do it for an extended amount of time. So instead of I fight for 3-minute rounds. So that's 9 minutes. Instead of training for 9 minutes and saying, all right, that was good, I'm going to train for 27.
Right.
And then when 27 becomes easy, I push harder. Me and my teammate, I go, hey, we're going to go really hard these 27 minutes. Not punching each other harder, but just trying harder.
Right.
And then we do that. And then that becomes easy. And we go, all right, we're going to keep that pace and we're going to do it for 54.
So you're Goku.
Yeah. Hyperbolic time timer.
Every time he fights, he gets stronger.
It's just, that's literally what I want to do.
Yeah.
Every time we fight, every time we train, you just go a little bit harder, a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. And then, your cardio's there.
What about like high altitude training? Is there?
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
I want to.
I've heard that's like awesome.
Yeah. I've always heard it's great. And I never want to be caught off guard with the idea of going to high altitude and being the one that wasn't here for 2 weeks prior.
Right.
They have the mass, but the mass, everything I've read says that is BS. That it's not real.
I was gonna say there's got to be somewhere, somehow, some place that does like a simulation.
They have. I shouldn't do that. They have.
You're all right, man.
There's chambers. I forget the name of them.
Like
right
a
now.
hyperbaric chamber.
Hyperbaric chambers.
Okay.
There's a couple places in Jax that have hyperbaric chambers, but I think you just have to sleep in it or something like that. I don't think you can actually train in these things.
No, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's like a bed. But that's the only thing I've heard of outside of going to Montana or Utah or something.
Right, going up into a higher altitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is different. The air gets thinner. It's harder to breathe.
I've seen some like elite level fighters go up into those like higher areas and then they just
gas
look
out.
Yeah, they look terrible. And it's just because of that.
They get
difference.
gassy.
I was waiting on it. You didn't do it.
No, I
Men and our fart jokes.
Dude, we're children. I told my girl the other day, I was like, dude, we're all just children. Yeah. We may look like adults, but we're always going to be children.
We just have money now to buy our own toys.
Right?
That's it.
That's what I do. It's like I couldn't do this when I was a kid. I always wanted to. Like when I was a kid, I would listen to like Lex and Terry, and like there was a show called Ron and Ron. They're like morning radio shows. And I fucking loved it, man. I would listen to that shit in high school. On the way to school or whatever, and just be like, dude, I'm going to do that one day. And if I had the access to this shit, to microphones, and I would have been doing it since I was a kid, for sure.
That's dope.
And I always wanted to do something, I tried to play guitar. No, it didn't work out.
I've got two beautiful guitars that got dust on them. I feel you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't do it, but I appreciate it. I love playing the piano. I've always wanted to learn, but I'm too stupid, and I don't have the fucking patience. But drums, I played drums for most of my life, and up until I kind of like when I got married, I was like, I put all that stuff I put my camera down, my drums down, everything, I sold my motorcycle, and I just focused on work and the kids. I wanted to just,
I definitely understand
that was it. I turned into full on New Balance wearing, a jean short dad, tuck in my t-shirt. With a belt, full blown dad, and I loved it.
Birkenstocks,
but I still, part of you misses that, and I'm really happy that this is, it's not just a hobby for you. This is a career path.
It's a full blown lifestyle.
Yeah,
and it's hard for it to be anything other than that.
Right.
The fight that I had with this guy.
Okay.
We were at our weigh-ins, and weigh-ins are a good moment for you to get like your first taste of the camera. You do your face off, whatever. You talk a little mess to each other, whatever. This is your camera time before the fight.
Right.
So the promoter calls my name. I walk up there. He calls my opponent's name, and then he calls his name again. And we're all looking around. He calls his name a third time. Somebody goes, "Yeah, he went to McDonald's to go get a McFlurry. He'll be back in a little while." Like, did you just skip our camera time to go get a McFlurry? So I was like a little upset, I'm like, all right, he'll be back in 5, whatever. Dude, an hour and a half later, this guy finally shows up with a bag of McDonald's in his hand.
What?
Like an hour and a half. Now, the whole time I'm thinking like, oh, he's not going to show up. I just wasted 2 months of time away from my family and all this stuff, all the effort I put in.
I imagine that would really piss you off.
Yeah. So he shows up an hour and a half late, smiling with a bag of McDonald's. And I was like, dude, just get over here. Like, I want to hit you now. Just get over here. Let's do this thing. But so after the fight, I won this one. After the fight, I had a bag of McDonald's for him, and I pointed to the camera and I was like, you don't eat this before a fight. It's like, this is not what fighters do. Like something along the lines of like, this is a lifestyle. You're not going to wake up in the morning thinking that you're going to be smacking on McDonald's the day before our fight and you're going to beat me. Like,
now I see you're adding commentary to this. Are you talking about that on your commentary?
Yeah. I mentioned it in this moment. I think I was just talking about Coach Ricky. I'm not sure if I was or not, but Coach Ricky, he always puts on my Vaseline for the most part. Yeah. He kind of does like this little double tap thing on my chest. Is
that Coach Ricky there?
Yep.
The bald guy?
Yep. Hell of a fighter himself.
He looks like a very serious guy.
Oh, no, man. We're all goofballs. Everybody in my
Maybe it's just in the moment. He's being serious.
Yeah, it's like going to war.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Well,
I hate when people say that, but it's like, I get it at the same time.
It kind of is,
Yeah.
You're there to win. Otherwise, why the fuck are you working so hard?
Exactly. And that's what I was telling Buddy here. I was like, you're not going to wake up, eat McDonald's the day before the fight and think you're going to beat me. Now, I will say, in like the first 20 seconds, this guy hits me with a lat drop out of nowhere. And he's a debut fighter, so I have no idea what he can do. You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, he paused it.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, you'd probably better off if you wanted to watch the fight, if you wanted to talk through it. Yeah, the combat night.
Combat night, yeah.
Yeah, combat night.
Let's see.
Do you mind if I hit the bathroom?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Go for it. So you're going to go through like you came in, and then when you go down the hallway, there's 1, 2, 3 doors, and then the fourth door on your right.
Fourth door on the right.
It should be open. The bathroom should be open, and you're probably going to run into the dogs.
That's cool. I like dogs. I told you my legs are dead.
Oh yeah, I seen you grunting to get up. Folks, if you are watching live and you have any questions for Ulysses, please go ahead and type those into the comment section on YouTube, and we will make sure we pass those along, and we'll see if we can get those questions answered for you while he's out there using the restroom. My man's been drinking a fucking like gallon of some kind of juice. I don't know what it is. I'm sure it's some kind of proteins or enzymes or something.
Amino acids.
Amino acids, yeah.
Get that muscle recovery.
for sure, for sure.
He's got some quick hands, man.
Yeah, he looks good. Like I said, I'm not real well versed on the whole fighting thing, but it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks real good. Like something out of a fucking video game. I mean,
know.
He's
fluid.
Yeah.
Well, when he said Israel Adesanya was one of top 3.
Yeah.
He's a very fluid fighter. They call him stylebender for a reason.
Right.
He fights many different styles and can hide it.
Yeah.
From his opponent.
And he can flex in and out.
Yeah.
Depending on your style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to add real quick. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share if you like. Leave a comment. Hit the little thumbs up. We need that. We appreciate that. It helps push us out so that other people can find the podcast and see the things that we're doing over here, and just any old help that we can get in that way. I'll never ask for any money because I own all this shit, but but the best thing you can do, better than money, is to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you can share it or leave a comment, like I said, those things are better than money to me. Also, go check out our YouTube, our Instagram channel. It's just the Graybeard Podcast on Instagram, and flash his Instagram onto the screen real quick so we can.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he was pulling up fights, guys. He's ready to roll.
Oops.
It's already up there, buddy.
Huh?
You already got it up there. Oh no, that's the YouTube. You're right.
I may or may not have gotten caught up with
Second
the
one.
dogs.
Second one down.
Oh.
No, top one.
There we go.
There you go.
It's on the screen, folks.
Yep. Just this is his Instagram. Go over to his Instagram and give him a follow. Like all of his videos and pictures and everything. And I don't know, maybe old Yosuke will let me come and do some work for him, some little video and photo work for him.
Yeah, all we gotta do is set up a time for sure.
Hell yeah! I'm very interested in coming in and doing some work inside the gym.
Yeah, I'd love it.
I mean, that's the only work that I would do inside the gym because fuck all that fighting shit.
We can get you some bag work. I can show you a couple of things.
Are you trying to see an old man pass out?
Dude,
like, is that what you're trying to do?
We got some people in there, man. Way older.
I'm so out of shape. It's not even funny. I used to be in pretty good shape. Before I moved into this house, I lived in an apartment complex, and I lived alone. My kids live with me, but I mean, I meal prepped myself. Because I was like, they ate whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And I would eat, literally, I would just oven roast chicken breast for the entire week, and then like 3 different types of veggies and box everything up, and it was all my fridge was like that. Mm-hmm. And then I would go in the morning. I get up at 2:30 in the morning to go to work. Well, on this. Before I was on a different area, so I didn't have to be there till like 4:30. So I would still get up at 2:30 in the morning. I would go to the gym, because it was like a nice apartment gym. I'd go there and work out for like 30, 40 minutes, jump in the pool, do laps, go back to the apartment, take a shower, go to work, and then work for 12 hours. So it was like get home and I'd take the dogs on like a 3-mile walk. So I was a lot healthier then than I am now. I got the house. I got no more gym. I got a girl here who likes to fucking cook. So, and I like to eat, what I mean? She's cooked, and she don't just cook like the main course. She cooks everything: appetizer, dinner, dessert. And so I'm just like, shit, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to lose weight. My gut is just steadily growing. So it's whatever, man. But no, I'm really excited to see the growth. And while you were out, we were just kind of going over the. I wanted to flash your Instagram on there, and also your YouTube it's the same. It's the same, right?
Yep, UM3 Yosuke on all social media.
Okay,
yeah.
that's dope.
I think it's YouTube, TikTok. I've kind of forgotten about my TikTok in the last couple of months or so, but Ulysses Moore the Third or just UM3 Yosuke on all my stuff.
Yep, there's this YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that too.
Yeah, new videos coming out soon.
Yeah,
working on it.
Yeah, I mean that's like something that I'm really interested in helping people with. It's become one of those things where like because I do this and people see it, they're like, "Hey, how do I get involved in that? I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do that. Like, what do you recommend? And like as far as like audio and video type stuff. And I'm like, well, that's a loaded fucking question. Like, we could literally sit here for 8 hours and I will talk cameras and mics and interfaces and shit.
Well, after this, let's talk lighting.
Okay.
That's my hardest problem right now.
Yeah. It's not easy.
I'm in a bad spot. I got the TV or the living room light is above my head, and it's like a harsh
Turn
light.
it off.
And then I've got the patio right here with the blinds, so the sun is coming at me. And
put a blanket over your outside. I mean, you could use the outside light as like a key light, or but that light over your head, it's gonna always look like shit.
But then as the time changes, right, as the sun goes down, it gets lost behind my neighbor's house.
Okay.
And so then it changes dramatically within like 10 minutes.
Which is why I always black out all my windows. But my youngest she was living with her mom, and the room that she's in now was an office for me, and I had it set up for like making videos. I mean, the windows were blacked out, and I had all my lights set perfectly, and and I just turned the camera on, and I could do a YouTube video in like no time. And well, now it's like a whole different thing. I've got this room set up for basically for the podcast, for the dual cameras, and it's just like we both have to be well lit, and it's not conducive for like doing a YouTube channel. Now, if I sit where he's sitting and I turn that camera on him and it's a 4K, it looks great.
Yeah.
It looks fucking great. Even like you can see on his
the little phone right here.
Right. It looks pretty good with all the blue behind him, and that's just all that is, man. I mean, it's just like, what do you like?
I'm just noticing this blue light here. Yeah, that really does something for that.
Oh
whole
yeah,
scene.
I've got another one over here that's not on, but those are pretty good. Great video monitor or great video maker lights. The GMVs, those are good lights. They're not expensive. I think I bought both of those for like maybe $200.
Okay.
It came in a little case, and it's got the stands and all sorts of like filters and stuff. And they're, I can use my phone. It's got an app, so I can control the color and the pattern and all that shit. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. These are also what is it, LCD or whatever? Not LCD. LED. Jesus, I'm old. These are LED too. They don't do colors, but they, you can go from like they're bicolor, so you can do like the warm to
the temperatures.
The temperature,
yep.
yeah.
Got you. Okay.
So I try to keep mine somewhere in between, but yeah, man, it's definitely it's a labor of love, and like you learned how to weight cut. I learned how to do a lot of this shit from YouTube University.
Okay.
But I love to help people do stuff like that. If they're interested, and that way, hey, they look great, and then they go, hey, shout out,
exactly.
Old Jim over at the Graybeard, he hooked me up.
Yeah.
So I love that, man. And I think that people that are doing what you're doing, or that are doing things like you're doing, I think that they need to be out in front. And you should be able, out there making content like that.
100%.
I mean, especially if it's something you want to do and you enjoy it.
Especially with MMA, because I mean, like, there's, let's say, 12 fights on a card on a Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
These people that come out, they're drinking, they're having a good time, they're talking with their friends, woohoo, hollering and stuff, right? You're one of 12 fights that lasted 9 minutes at a max.
Right.
They're not thinking about you tomorrow.
Nope.
Right? So you got to put on a good show here, and then walk around in the crowd and make sure that you saw my face, and here's a sticker, and here's my Instagram.
Do you do that?
Being active, I do. Yeah.
See, I don't see that, but I don't really
and,
watch. So
and that's something you won't see. That's why I do these type of videos.
Yeah.
On my page, it's like talking about the background stuff that you don't normally see.
Right.
The stuff that me and Buddy talked about backstage, or the little drama here and there, or like I said, walking around the crowd for 30 minutes. Hey, here's a sticker. With my social media on the back. Or
bleeding on everybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like little kids wanting to take pictures with you, and you look all crazy, your hair's wild, and you're like, dude, you really want to do this right now?
Do they bring little kids to those?
Dude, all the time.
Really?
They're my favorite fans.
Are they?
100%. They're like so like, oh my God, there's a fighter. And I feel like just a guy. I'm just a dude who's just
and
here.
you always will be, but that's
Sorry.
That's not your fault, man. I got to change that mic cable.
Yeah, I'm just a guy out here, and the kids are like, "Oh my god!" So
Yeah, but I
they're my
mean,
favorite.
you're always. I think staying humble, knowing that hey, I'm just a human being. I do this extraordinary thing. You know, I have pushed myself. I pushed my body to do something extraordinary that not everyone can do.
Yeah,
You know, that's the thing that people like. You know, that's the thing that people attach themselves onto. You know, that's to get dirty again. That's why they, you know, the people in the animes, you know, like they start out and they got nothing.
yeah,
And you just see them evolve, you know, over, you know, 8 or 9,000 fucking episodes.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that, I guess. Yeah, just building up and becoming who I want to be in the future. You know, whatever that looks like.
Well, you don't realize, like you said, these kids, they look up to you, whether they know you or not. And that first impression with those kids, because they're the next generation.
Yeah.
So that first impression with those kids, it goes a long way.
Yeah, and it's so easy for me to notice that, like, outside of fighting. So when I still ride with my bike. I wrecked my bike, so I'm fixing it right now. But I was on my motorcycle, and I was at a gas station one day, and this kid
Wait, you wrecked
up.
your bike?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
There's a twisty road somewhere around here in Jax. It goes real twisty, real wide, easy twist. And then all of a sudden there's like a blind corner and a sharp left. And my cruiser just was not making that. And I wasn't even going, you know, if the speed limit was 45, I was 47. You know, I'm right there. I'm on the speed limit essentially. And it was just too quick of a
Were you sightseeing?
oh shit moment. Yeah. You know, and you know the moments where you're riding and you're just like, oh, this is pretty.
Such a pretty day. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That oh shit moment, you know? And the start, I mean, when I say 90-degree hard left, coming out of a blind corner too. So it's like.
You go off in the ditch.
So I make that last turn. As I'm hitting the corner, I go, hey, what the fuck?
Where'd the road go?
Like, is that the road over there? Oh no.
Shit.
So I like try to lean my bike as hard as I can. The spark's coming up and shit. I'm still giving her gas. Brand new rear tire. Didn't even like run it good. So she's like skipping across the ground. And I feel my tire skipping. I see the sparks coming off. I realize I got no more lean going this way. Like that's all I got. And so I'm still looking deep. And I feel myself going the opposite way. So I look over my shoulder for a second. I see the curb coming. I'm like, all right, one more good lean this way. No, still going that way. I look one more time. And I'm like, ah. So I jumped opposite the way of the curb. And I think that just slowed my momentum enough to where I didn't go in the trees with the bike.
Right.
But my bike hit the trees and was all upside down and stuff.
You didn't get too badly hurt, did you?
I got a little road rash on the hip, a little bit on the shoulder. But I wore my jacket. So my jacket, I mean, it tore through all the way down to the last layer of mesh. And then it finally caught a little bit of skin. But I had on jeans, regular, tight jeans too.
Yeah.
So my hip caught on full. The funny thing was on my shoe, I was wearing my Converse, or excuse me, my Vans. I wear Vans pretty much 24/7.
Same.
The left side, I mean, it looked like someone cut my shoe in half. The left side of my shoelaces were all gone, but it was like straight down the center.
Damn.
Like it looked like someone took a knife down the center of my shoelace. The left side was gone. The right side was pristine.
Jesus.
So I was like, how the fuck did that even happen?
Right.
But outside of that, yeah, I was good. My bike wasn't even messed up too bad. It was mostly cosmetic, front windscreen and things of that nature. But it was the
clutch.
No, not even. Thank God, not the clutch. The gear shift rod.
Okay.
That broke off. So fixing that, then fixing a little bit of the cosmetic stuff.
That's what I meant to say, not the clutch. Clutch is on the handlebars. Yeah.
Well, I had a dirt bike one time. It was like a mix between a dirt bike, road legal kind of dirt bike.
Yeah, like an enduro.
It was an enduro. I dropped that, and it got jammed inside the clutch or transmission, I guess. Yeah. And that bike, we just ended up selling it.
Yeah.
That one was
helmet?
done for. Yeah, no, actually the helmet. So this is my thing.
You were wearing one though, right?
Yeah, I was definitely wearing it for sure. But they
full
say,
face.
Yeah, full face.
We got to protect the pretty.
Got to protect the pretty for sure. Also, so when you crash, right, the music doesn't stop.
Oh shit!
So there's still music going. Luckily for me, I don't remember what song. but there was still music going, and
I can feel it coming.
I was kind of annoyed by that.
Jesus,
I
take
kept
the
trying to
wheel.
turn it off. I was like, just fucking stop. You know? Yeah, that's eventually what I did. I just snatched the helmet off.
Yeah.
But my guys came back around, and they're like, hey, sit down, sit down. And I'm like, dude, I can't listen to this music for a second longer. I got to take this thing off. But yeah, no, mostly just cosmetic stuff. I came out of it pretty good.
That's good.
At first I was beating myself up. I was like, oh man, I crashed my bike. Like I suck at this whole riding bike thing.
Yeah.
I think that was just a bad turn. So once I fix her up, we'll get back on it.
Yeah.
But still riding.
Were you out riding with buddies or?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Riding with my guys. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. The helmet. I hit my head on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So good thing I was wearing the helmet.
Sure.
But the helmet looks fine. Now they say when you crash, you're supposed to get a new helmet every time, right?
Yeah.
But I catch myself looking at this helmet, and I'm like, but it looks fine. And I'm like, nope, just get a
Don't
new
play.
one. But I'm like, it looks good.
Well,
Nope,
yeah,
get a new
because
one.
they're what, $400, $500, $600 for a good helmet.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
had the one with the built-in
Cardo.
radio and
Yeah.
cardio,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
built-in cardio.
I still haven't messed with that. Them things, just that comm system alone. I think one of them is like $350, and then
They're
to
super
get,
expensive.
Yeah, to get the dual. The guy at it's right up by your gym.
It's right in between Smiley's and Nakama.
What is that?
Cycle Gear.
Cycle Gear, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I got my helmet, and he was trying to sell me all that shit. I'll install it for you, bro. And I was just like, dude, I think I'm going to go to Amazon and just get a cheap one.
You could, yeah.
You know, like I bought one of them cheap ones. It was called a Freecom or something like that, and it was a piece of shit. But listen, I could hear music.
And that's all I need.
I had somebody call me one day, and I accidentally answered it, and I'm like, who the I didn't even realize I did because my music stopped, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is going on?" And I hear somebody talking, and I'm like, I literally thought the semi truck behind me got my radio frequency, and he
radio,
was like,
yeah.
"Hey asshole, get off the road," And I was like, "What?" But yeah, I don't need all that shit. I'm already half deaf. I like to hear the engine. I like to hear the wind, but. I will sometimes. Sometimes I won't be riding with the helmet.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah. They get on to me about
when
it.
I'm in Florida, I see that so often.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that guy doesn't care about his life. And then I started riding, and I was like, I kind of get it.
Because
now.
it's fucking 1,000 degrees,
It's hot as hell. But then it's also like you throw on the shades, and you're like,
Mhm.
you're even closer to like that riding feeling.
Right.
Whatever that feeling is when we ride, and we just go, whoo, that was cool.
Yeah.
That felt good. Release whatever.
Yeah.
Take that helmet off, it bumps up a couple of steps.
Yeah.
But then what if you fall?
Yeah. I took. We took a ride down to Palatka. There's a little diner down in Palatka.
Mm.
If you get a chance, it's a nice little ride down 17.
Yeah.
You just go straight up 17 to Palatka. And I can't remember the fucking name of this diner, but we did it one time, and we rode down there with no helmets.
Mm.
And when we got there, I kicked myself in the ass. And I was like, not only for the fact that bad things could have happened, but talk about I couldn't breathe when I got off, because you don't realize when you're riding that far at that speed, you're shallow breathing.
Mm.
You're breathing shallow because the wind is just
the
blowing
wind is
in your
blowing
face.
yeah.
So you have to breathe shallow, and your body just does it. And when I got off the bike, I started breathing like normal. Well, I almost passed out because I was getting too much oxygen.
Damn.
So I was like, I couldn't hear a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I was just like, there's too many bad things that could happen. Like I'm not trying to die, one way or the other, either from lack of oxygen or whatever, or fucking smacking my head off the concrete. So yeah, that ain't gonna happen again.
My wife and I, we went to Georgia, and I had my helmet on the whole time. I'm riding behind her.
Yeah.
But when you mentioned your ears, so I'm riding behind her. We're on.
Oh, she rides too?
Or no, she's in the car.
Okay.
She's driving, and I'm just on my bike behind her. So as we're driving, now for the first time ever, because now we're like open road, highway, going at it pretty quick. It's like a 2-lane interstate.
Yeah.
Nobody else is out here, so we're just going. Now I'm realizing for the first time, wind noise is like loud.
Oh yeah.
Like it gets like that. So I kept these little earplugs in my pocket.
Yeah.
Little zipped up pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So once we hit the gas station, I take them out, put them in. They're supposed to make it so that you can still hear the music in your helmet, but also like block the wind noise. So I put those in and we're riding, and it was like completely different experience.
Yeah.
I think every time I ride now, if I know if I'm going for a while, I'm putting those earplugs in. Like
Yeah.
it was like uncomfortably like, and I used to work with jets.
Yeah.
When I was on the boat, I worked with
it's-
jets and helos and all this other
It's
stuff.
like sitting next to a fucking Scud
It's
missile
loud.
or some shit.
Yeah, it was loud for sure.
It gets crazy, the decibel level. But that's like the least of your worries.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I wear my fucking helmet.
Yeah,
man.
wear your fucking helmet.
Yeah, wear your helmet.
I spent
Wear
a
your
shitload
helmet.
of money on that thing, and the jacket. You know, I've got 2 jackets in there, and like they're all padded up and shit. You know, and I hate wearing them because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And somebody at my job, you know, I pulled up and I had that thing. I was all bundled up, you know. And he was like, "Why the fuck do you do that?" Because he's a Harley guy, you know, one of those dudes that like, you know, they literally just ride around like just asshole akimbo,
Vest and sunglasses.
just the sunglasses and that's it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why are you all bundled?" I said, "Look, man, I dress for the slide, not the ride." You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yep.
So, you
Yep.
know, but yeah, I've been getting a little, if I go down to the street to the gas station or something, I mean, he lives about a mile from me, if that. So I might ride down there, you know, I might not wear the helmet, you know, but it's all dumb. You
Yeah.
got to take care of your shit. And I know that. And I got a grandson. In case you didn't know, that's my son-in-law.
Oh, okay.
He's married to my daughter, and I've got a grandson, so I've got kids and grandkid, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I got too much to live for, man.
Yeah, definitely need that helmet.
Plus, I'm not trying to fuck my pretty up. you
Yeah,
know?
man. You got to stay nice looking, dude. Dude, stay good.
Bro, that went out a long fucking time ago. Okay, I stopped worrying about that a long time ago.
Ah, man, you still got it.
I don't. Yeah, but see,
still
the
got
point is, I don't care. I don't have anybody to impress. Nobody. You know, I'm not walking around the ring looking all hot and shit.
Yeah, man, you got to keep what you got, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely, though, for sure, like, after that wreck, because I had my son and my daughter already at this, actually, no, we'd had our son at this point. We hadn't had our daughter yet. If I'm wrong, let me know, baby. I don't think we had our baby girl yet. But that wreck, we get home, my guy, he comes with his trailer, he picks up my bike.
Right.
He got home before we did in the car. So one of my guys came to pick me up in the car.
So she's seen the
He
bike.
gets me home, or he picks up the bike on the trailer. He gets home before me. He texts me. He said, "Hey, do you want me to knock on the door?" I was like, "If you knock on that fucking door, I'm gonna break you, son. Like, don't knock on that door. Do not wake her up. Like,
yeah.
I will go in the house so she can see me in perfect health, and then I'll be like, hey, something happened tonight. Don't you knock on that door?" And
Yeah.
she sees this bike with branches sticking out of it and shit, and I'm not
Jesus.
around. The hell
yeah.
no, don't knock on that door.
Yeah. Like
Hey.
what?
Yeah, man, that whole night was wild.
I imagine it was wild, and then and it could have
It could have been a lot worse.
ended your fight
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, and I think about that a lot too. It's like, okay, I love riding, and not every time that you fall is your fault. It's
No.
probably not going to be your fault.
No,
Right,
Patrick
but-
Gravel, some asshole
Patrick
pulling out.
Gravel leaves.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't like you. He doesn't like the fact you're having fun on your bike. You fucking,
Oh,
whatever.
dude, I get almost run off the road every time I ride my bike.
I'm telling you, Jax is terrible for bikes.
It really
Something
is.
about
Bro.
it, man.
When I'm
These
not
guys don't care.
when I'm not riding and I'm driving my truck, and
Yeah.
I'll what do they call it, adopting a motorcycle.
Yep.
Like, I get behind them,
Yep.
and I I keep my fucking just yesterday there was a girl, she was on one of them little crotch rocket deals. I saw her coming, and it was open in front of me, so I got over and let her just go. Well, there was an idiot in what looked like a Prius, and he was literally like on her ass. And I pulled up, and I was riding right next to him, and I rolled my fucking window down, and I was like, hey, you motherfucker, slow down.
Yeah,
I was
back
like,
up.
I was like, you're on her ass. And he fucking backed up.
Good.
I'm not saying I'm like the scariest dude, but like,
No,
you see a ugly, weird looking dude with a big old fucking gray beard
guy.
sticking out your door. You're like, oh, shit. And he was like kind of Poindexter-y, He
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. And we got to a red light, and I pulled up right next to him, and I was screaming at him the whole time. I don't think she even knew.
Yeah.
But because she was just completely trying to put her foot down, because she was like
still
short.
new.
She was
Oh,
short.
short. Okay.
Like
okay.
she was barely touching her toes. She was just more worried about that than
Yeah.
looking. And he was so fucking close to her at a red light. Like that kind of shit just aggravates the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
When I stop at a red light, and I look in my mirror and I can't see nothing but your windshield,
Dude,
bitch, you're too close.
I go to look at my mirror, and I already see your car right here.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, what you doing?
Yeah.
Man.
That's why I always park on the dotted line at a red light.
Always. Yeah. I'm always off to the
'Cause,
side.
yeah, they will bump your ass.
Yep. And I'd hate to get stuck in between two one-ton
Oh,
vehicles.
it's over.
I'd rather be off to the side for
It's
sure.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous thing, man, but it is fun.
It is fun.
It's freeing.
yeah.
You know, it's like flying, bro.
It's the closest thing we have to flying outside of actually going to fly, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we can't fly nowadays, but you know,
yeah, we sure can. Yeah, they make these devices that we can
closest
get on.
thing to flying while keeping your feet on the ground.
That
There we
one,
go.
That
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, I've often. Have you ever been like? You ever jumped out of an airplane
No.
or like parachute?
Never will.
I keep
Actually,
getting-
that's a lie. I want to do the squirrel thing.
Wingsuit?
Oh,
That's
dude.
even harder, man.
You know how
I
many
wanna
people
do
have
that.
died doing that?
Don't tell me, because I want to try it.
Oh, dude. The statistics. Don't become a statistic.
Don't tell me I want to try
The
it one day.
stats aren't good. Okay, the odds are not in your favor.
Maybe I'll
Let's
find
just-
like some really open land.
Maybe just try jumping out with a parachute first. Like let's do that. That's bad
Yeah,
enough.
it's a crawl, walk, run phase.
Okay, yeah. We'll see what the steps are first, but I want to get to that point.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Yeah, that's not something ever I want to do. I've always said I'm not jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah.
Like it's got to be upside down and on fire for me to jump out of that fucker. You know what I mean? Like you simulate that. Okay, give me that parachute. We'll figure the shit out on the way down. Or because either way I'm dead. You
Yeah.
know.
Might as well jump.
Yeah, you got an option.
Might as well jump. I'm sorry.
That's right, Van Halen. There you go. No, but yeah, that's risk taking. I don't. Those things kind of go away a little bit. Like I said, when you
Yeah.
have kids and all that good stuff, you've passed your prime of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or whatever it is. What is it the Himalaya?
Mount Everest?
Mount Everest.
Attaboy.
Kilimanjaro's a mountain too, though.
It is,
Not
yeah, I
as
think
tall,
so.
but yeah, it is.
Yeah, Everest I think is the biggest one.
Yeah, Everest is
Yeah.
the one where there's all frozen bodies.
I don't. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
no
20
desire.
years.
Yeah, I'm good off that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I actually, I've been seeing videos and like pictures of them going up to Mount Everest. It's not like you're just climbing Mount Everest. There's a line of 20 people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
someone
Yeah.
leading them
They're
all
all
on a
hooked
rope.
to a rope
So
together.
you're doing all this, but you're not even like doing it really.
Oh, you're doing it,
like-
but if one shithead falls, the whole shithead line stops.
and that's what I'm saying. Like you're not even like. It used to be like I'm gonna climb this mountain, and you would solo climb the mountain
Fuck
and
that.
bring all your supplies and stuff. But now you're like holding on to a rope and just hoping that this guy takes you to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it's a little. I mean, that's a safety
Is there
line.
more to it than that?
Yeah, that's just a safety line. Like you're not actually pulling people.
Okay.
Everyone has to pull their own weight. You
So-
have to climb.
So
Okay.
if the conditions get bad, you can't see each other. At least you've got.
It's a guideline, and it's also a safety. So like if like I said, if the guy in the end falls, and the other 19 people will be able to brace and catch him. So then
Okay.
he can like climb back up and catch back up instead of plummeting to his death.
So they are still climbing the mountain.
Oh, you
yeah.
still have to climb.
Okay.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nobody pulling it. You like what Andre the Giant motherfucker is gonna pull 20 people, dude?
Well, no, I don't mean like physically pulling them, but like okay, here's a trail. We're gonna follow this trail.
Yeah. Well, there is
I mean, you
paths.
need
Yeah,
guides.
you're
you definitely
walking.
need guides there because there's like deep glaciers that people have fallen into there, going on unguided, and I mean it goes down hundreds of feet. You don't get those people back; they're dead.
And some of
leave
those
them there.
some of the Sherpas have even died.
Oh yeah.
The people that like live
yeah,
there,
yeah.
the guides and
Yeah.
whatnot.
When you're putting a 20-foot metal aluminum ladder over a crevasse, like a deep.
boss,
He said it all
Glacier.
special.
That's how they say it, but it makes it sound bigger, right? But like when you're putting aluminum ladders spanning 20 feet, like you're just asking for it.
Yeah.
I don't in conditions like that you've never been in before, an environment you've never been
It's
in.
like rolling a
it's
meatball
just-
over a toothpick.
Oh, dude,
I mean-
that's scary shit, man.
Yeah, nah, I'm good off the Everest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm good.
off that.
The only adrenaline junkie thing that I even do is ride my motorcycle, and it's transportation for me. It's not one of those. I don't do joy rides. Very rarely I do. Sometimes me and the girlfriend will go to the beach. We'll ride, which I hate. I hate riding the bike from here out to the beach because, like you
What
said,
is it?
all
Oh,
the traffic.
Oh yeah.
People are idiots.
I thought you were gonna say it was because you had a backpack. I was
No.
like, oh man, I've never had that before. I don't know.
No, I mean, the bike that I have and I bought it specifically. It's comfortable. I bought it for comfort. You know, she's got a nice pad in the back and a sissy bar backrest.
Nice.
So it's like comfortable. I don't even know she's on there most of the time when I'm riding. But
that's what I've always been worried about. Like, if I go to shift weight, are you going to be back there, going the opposite way or some craziness?
it's a natural feeling, I think. You know, I think it's like if you're leaning in, you automatic people's bodies want to stay up. Like, so the centrifugal force kind of pulls you.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it too much. I mean, it's like if my daughter, she's tiny. You know, the one that was sitting in the chairs, I was like trying to get the camera angled. And she was on the back of I didn't even fucking feel that girl. Like, she could have hung off the opposite way, and I would have known. You know, she could have stood up on the back seat. I would have never known.
Okay.
You know, but it's all dependent on your riding experience, and I mean, I've been towing her for a while on that thing. So I mean, I love it. I'd much rather have someone riding with me. You know, I mean, you do ride differently. You know, you ride a lot more cautiously when you have someone. It's just like like in a car. Yeah. When you're by yourself, you might do, fucking Dom Toretto bullshit, Fast and the Furious fucking family, you know. And then whenever somebody's in the car, you're like 10 and 2. Right.
Well, mom's in the car. If I even brake too hard.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah. And they do that shit.
that fucking hand.
Like, what? Dude, I just slowed down a little bit. No, it's crazy, man. You got to watch out for all that shit, man. Safety is number one. You were showing us something. I don't remember what it was.
Real quick, shout out Cy, shout out Connor from the Who Are You podcast.
Oh, shout out, guys.
Said, what's up? Said, what's his opinion on extreme weight cutting?
Extreme weight cutting? Don't do it. If you have to cut weight, like seriously, anything above like 20 pounds. 20 pounds is getting kind of there. Anything over 20 pounds, just go up in weight, dude. Stop trying to be a weight bully because you're just going to hurt yourself. Like, you might win the fight, but you're not winning the war, so to speak. You know,
it's terrible on
how
your
many
body.
more times can you do that? Yeah. You know, how long of a career are you going to have?
Right.
Cutting weight that much.
I mean, I feel like talking about CTE, I feel like you dehydrate yourself to that point. Yeah. You're more susceptible to that.
100%. When you start losing that fluid around your brain,
right,
and that cushion, right, that's what the knockout is. It's your brain being smushed up against the side of your head, and it's saying, hey, we didn't like that. Shut everything down.
Right.
Shut all of it down. We're done for the day.
Yeah.
That's what a knockout is. And so when you start cutting away that water, I mean, there you go.
It's going to happen
just that much more trauma to the brain.
Yeah, and it's not. I imagine it's not easy to rejuvenate yourself the next day before the fight. Before the fight.
No, that's why you step off the scale. Like my wife, she's great with it. I step off the scale, turn around, and there's a water bottle in my face.
Oh, dope.
I
like her, man. I like her. I'm a fan.
She's awesome.
I'm a fan. Shout out.
I'm also not cutting 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
You were talking about it though.
So when I go to 170, I'm also not going to walk around.
So you're going to drop your body weight, your natural body weight.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to be. So right now, I think I'm like 200 pounds. I'm not going to be 200 pounds cutting to 170.
Right.
It's not going to happen. And if it could happen, I wouldn't want it to.
Well, that's what I always wondered, but I didn't think about the fact, like you said, weight bullies, people that just you want to dominate, so you might go to the weight class underneath where you naturally are, and but I've always like, why are you cutting weight at all?
It's one of those things where if you don't do it, you're at a disadvantage because everybody does it,
right?
So. Right now, if I weigh 200 pounds, let's say I gain 5 pounds and now I'm fighting people who are 205, right? It's light heavyweight. So you're going to say that I'm a light heavyweight. Technically, I'm at 205, but this guy weighs 230 and he just cut to 205.
Right.
So I'm not a light heavyweight. Now I got to go down a weight class. Now I'm at middleweight. And when I'm at middleweight, now when I cut weight and I'm all skinny and you're all skinny, tomorrow we'll come in around the same range.
Yeah.
But it's like, you have to play the game because everybody else is playing the game, and if one person doesn't play the game, then everybody else has to play the game to compete.
How do they stop that? How do they stop the weight cutting?
It is what it is now. Well,
Like
actually,
adding
no,
weight classes or like
that's not true. I was gonna say that it just kind of is what it is, but that's not true. In one championship, they're doing a thing where they test your hydration levels.
oh
So you're not allowed to cut water weight to a certain percentage, and it's
Okay.
for the fighter's health. I think
Right.
it's amazing.
yeah smart.
The fighters are only allowed to cut so much water weight, and still be able to compete by the rules of the promotion
Right,
the next day.
right.
So that makes you fight closer to your weight.
Right.
You know? I think it's great. It's going to
Yeah.
save a lot of people from having permanent brain damage.
Yes.
It's going to reduce some of that weight bullying stuff. And I mean, look, be a weight bully if you can do it. I mean, it's an advantage. So take it if you can take it. But me personally, I'm gonna try to go for longevity more so than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's one of the ways that they do it, and it's only one championship that I'm seeing. I don't see any other big promotions doing that, but they're doing a good job of it so far. They actually even have chips. I want to say it's only when they're practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, I know when they fight as well. They tell you how fast the punches are coming. So it'll say like, oh yeah, he threw a punch at 30 miles an hour
What?
to this guy's face. Yeah, and it'll show you down at the bottom. There's like chips or something
And
in
the
the gloves
gloves?
or something. Yeah, I don't know if it's on the wrist or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah, I would imagine it would have to be somewhere that's not
it's not on contact. Yeah.
right.
I don't know how it's built in, but they'll tell you, yeah, he just threw a punch at 30 miles
There's
an
a guy
hour.
standing
like,
outside the ring with a radar detector.
Yeah, man, it's dope. I like little stuff like that, but
But yeah, technology is getting better. I mean, and I don't know. Like I said, I would imagine like maybe more weight classes might help. I don't know, but there's got to be a way to like detour it, like to just say like make it to where it's like, hey, this isn't necessary.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
I think we're just as competitive as we are
You're gonna
in
do
this
it
sport.
anyway, no matter
They're
what.
gonna find a way. Yeah, you know, even like I said, even if I say, hey guys, I'm gonna fight in my weight class, the next opponent I have doesn't have to agree with that rule that I just set for myself.
Right.
You know, he's gonna try to beat me up, so he's gonna come in heavier. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
I think that one championship does a good job because they at least make sure that the fighters are healthy with what they're
That should
gonna
be
do,
always the goal.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because like you like to see these people and you want to see them continue to
You want
fight.
to see them keep fighting for as long
Yeah.
as you can and see them healthy and whatever. But
I mean, it's some Spartan shit, man.
yeah,
You know, they push you out there, and whoever survives is the motherfucker. I mean, you're the man. You know,
it's the ultimate do or die.
100%. Yeah, that's I listen, man. My hat is off to you and all the people that do what you do.
I appreciate it.
I know that I couldn't do. I mean, I say I couldn't, but I won't ever do that. It's not something I'm interested in. But yeah. Where are we at on time, Patty?
Sorry about that. 2 hours 22 minutes.
Oh, we're right around.
Yeah.
I had this. You started to develop this internal clock.
Yeah.
Plus, I heard thunder outside.
Oh yeah.
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't.
It could have been a redneck with some fireworks still. Who knows?
Shotgun shells.
I still got sparklers. That's it.
Well, those don't make noise. I mean, these fuckers are. I mean, like, oh,
Gosh.
it's the 8th of July. Celebrate! Like, they're still just going off. Like, what do you know? It's like they buy one get 2,000 free.
Yeah.
You know, but
I want that deal.
I'm telling you, I'm telling
Fireworks
you.
are expensive, man.
Well, yeah, you got that. You know, you were military, so
That don't mean shit.
no, but they hook y'all up, man.
Nah. What is it, like a 10% discount?
Oh, is that?
Yeah, if
that.
if they offer it. Stingy ass motherfucker.
They're terrible.
Maybe I'll get a part-time job at Superior down here.
Yeah, we got a big fireworks store right down the road right here. They got good prices on
It's
stuff.
a huge
like a
building.
like specifically for fireworks.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called Superior Fireworks, and it looks like a casino. When you look at it from at night from the outside, it's all lit up with LEDs and shit all around it, and it's crazy. I'm like, it's just a huge mirrored building. It looks like a fucking casino.
I'm gonna put that in my phone so I don't forget about it.
Superior Fireworks. Yeah, you keep going down Blaney here,
Superior
another 2
Fireworks.
miles.
It's like
down
right
on the left.
before
Winn-Dixie.
No, it's after Winn-Dixie, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
before the Tractor Supply.
Okay, right here on blending.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, they got great prices. Dude,
I
I
wouldn't
I
know.
bought fireworks 2 years ago from there. I still got some from 2 years. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So-
I follow like YouTube pages where they pop off like super rare or like weird fireworks.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd in that aspect
Nice.
where it's like, this one is a flashing, strobing, whatever, spinny, whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like watching the Japanese fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
They just do everything above
They get
and
buck
beyond.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen there was some stuff they were doing with like drones and shit. Like
Yeah.
popping, they had the drones lit up, and then they had fireworks attached to the drones, and it was like it looked like this mix of like
A drone
and
fireworks show.
fire. It was like awesome. It
Oh,
was pretty
shit.
awesome. Yeah, I saw it on X. I keep wanting to call it Twitter.
I've been calling it Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. Like
I don't think I'm gonna call it X anytime soon.
I've actually been trying to stay, and I did this before, but I'm trying to stay away from like most of my following is on Instagram, but like I just want to. Instagram is too personal, and there's too much drama and shit like that going on, and there's too many people trying to be insta famous on there, and I have no desire for that at all. So I really kind of stay the fuck away from it as much as possible, unless I have a when I have a guest, I'll post about it, but X is just like one of those things, like you can post shit and I don't care if anybody sees it or not. I just post whatever. But but scrolling on X is fucking dangerous. Cuz you could first of all, there's like Elon took the gloves off. There's fucking porn all over the place. You can't scroll 5 seconds without seeing somebody's ass shaking in your face.
And so I haven't had it downloaded since before Elon took over. So
you ain't missing much.
Yeah.
But the amount of death that I have seen on that motherfucker is really troubling. Yeah, and like not
Lots.
just. It's like when I was a kid, we rented from Blockbuster a movie called Faces of Death.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and or like 1,001 Ways to Die, and it was like literally just people video recording other people dying, and it was really creepy.
Yep.
But you see shit
Paint
like
Olympics and all that good
I
stuff,
seen a dude's head get popped off. I mean, he was stuck in between a tree and a city bus, and his head, you just see his head fall off like he dropped a soccer ball or something. I'm like.
When
Scroll.
So when I was in high school, I wanted. So I'll start with this.
Yeah.
I wanted to join the Navy for special operations, and which I did. I didn't make it through the program, but I wanted to go be a SEAL or SWIG or whatever, right? Go be somebody's badass. So the 4 years of high school that I did in Georgia, I trained with these two old SEALs. I won't say their name, but I trained with these two old SEALs, and one of them would have these videos that he would show us. It'd be like crazy fucked up shit like
You wanna
that.
watch my kill cam?
And it was like my body cam from back in whatever. But it was on some like, hey, this is what you're going to see when you get out there. So if you can't take it now, whatever, that type of deal. Yeah, that's where I kind of got introduced to all that. It was working out with those guys.
Yeah.
Like
That right there is why I would never be a cop. I would never work in a medical field.
Good on that. Yeah.
I had friends that were cops, and they would show me. Dude, I'm like, why are you showing me this shit? I think they knew I didn't like it, so they were like fucking with me, a little bit of hazing. Like, check this out, man. And it would be like some dude that blew his whole head off with a shotgun, and there's nothing but a torso sitting there, and I'm just like,
Jeez.
bro. I don't ever want to see that again. And of course, 5 seconds later, check this out, dick. But I think about that, and I'm like, I can't stand to look at it, but these guys see that shit every day.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a profession that I have a lot of respect
I
for.
have no desire to be a cop.
None
man.
whatsoever.
And, I wasn't even thinking about that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the dickheads.
Yeah,
like
there's some.
Like, no, I mean, like, I have to talk to dickheads all day.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to deal with that either.
No.
Like, I wouldn't want to deal with the drama of being a cop in general
Yeah,
in today's
there's
society.
a lot going
like,
on there.
I'm good off that. But, hey, your tail light is out, your brake light's out, right? I stop you. I'm like, hey, your brake light's out, sir.
Pop.
And he's like, hey, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking pig.
Yeah.
Bro, I just wanted to let you know. I wasn't
Yeah.
even going to give you a ticket, but now,
Yeah.
yeah, that type of stuff is why I was like, I'm not even going down that path. I'm good. I thought about when I got out of the military.
A lot of military guys
Thought
do.
about that.
Yeah.
Thought about firefighting, all this other stuff, and then I was like, you know what?
Now, see, that's a profession that
fighting.
I would like. If I
Firefighting?
could go back and like grab a hold of myself as a kid, I'd have said, go do it. Go do it.
I think the only thing that turned me off from firefighting was that I had to do the college for it, and then trying to get with the Navy and the VA and all that to
Right.
do it. I was like, you know what, this is a lot right now. I'm good.
Yeah.
And the job I have, it pays well enough for sure.
Yeah.
That's something else I wanted to mention.
Sure.
I think that my how do I want to put this? My reasoning for fighting
Mm-hmm.
is a little bit more. What's the word that I'm trying to use here? I'm a little bit more set in stone in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not so easily turned around or
Mm-hmm.
going to be, running away from the sport, as some may, because I don't have to do this, and I'm doing it because I want to.
You love it.
Because I love it. I have a true
Mhm.
passion for it. I don't have to fight to make money.
Sure.
I would make a lot more money if I didn't fight and if I just kept working the job
Right.
that I have, So I did want to mention that like me fighting is because I'm so passionate about what I
Yeah.
do, because I love what I do. It's not just for the money.
Yeah.
That is a goal. Of course, I love it, but I need money. You know what I mean?
That's I
it's a
identify
goal,
with that
but
100%. That's the
it's not
same.
just that.
I mean, I'm not fighting, but doing this, I love
Yeah.
doing this. It doesn't pay me anything,
Exactly.
And I mean, he takes time out of his day away from his family. I take time out of my day, and it's more, for me, it's more than just the night, because I've got to edit things down. I've got to get the
Mhm.
audio ready and put up, and getting the next guest, booking people, there's a lot more to it,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Mhm.
If it ever does pay, cool. My only goal with money would be able to pay him. Like, I mean, literally what he does is priceless.
Yeah.
And if I could pay him enough to where he could like not work, and just do this,
Yeah.
and then maybe I could pay for myself to not work, and I could do this, I'd do this shit 5 days a week.
Yeah.
2-3
100%.
maybe 2-3 times a day. I would just be cranking them out because I love to talk.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of fucking cool people in Jacksonville. And, eventually, if I was doing it that much, I'd have to start spreading out,
Yeah.
which would be cool,
That'd
too.
be the cool part. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. But, maybe take the thing mobile or something. Who knows? There's all kinds of ideas bouncing around the noggin. But, yes, I totally identify with that.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're passionate about what you do. You have to be. I feel like
Yeah.
you're not going to, I mean, you might luck up and make it. Maybe if you got some kind of weird raw talent,
Yeah. But I that's about it though.
Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
Outside of just being some freak of nature,
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to really love this to do it, especially in my position of 2 kids, a wife, full-time job, 25, still figuring out life as an adult.
Well, that was the thing that
and
I was
fighting,
thinking
like-
about the most, and that's why I asked you, like, how does she feel about it? Because I think
Mm-hmm.
as a young man with a budding family,
Mhm.
it's got to be, I mean, I know why she supports you. I mean, I feel like I know why, because she knows you're going to do this whether she wants you to or not.
Yeah.
And she can't take that away from you.
Yeah.
I feel like when people get into a relationship and get married, they're not every one of them, but one or the other of the partners want that, say maybe cut that out of your life, like let's focus on this instead, and that's detrimental to your because this is part of your personality. This
Very
is
much
who
so.
you are.
Yeah.
So if someone were to say you can't do that anymore, like you would just be a shell of a person.
Mhm.
And I think that's probably why she knows that,
Mhm.
and she knows you're going to do this shit whether she wants you to or not. So, hey, if you can't beat them,
Join them.
join them. Yeah.
And then it came back upon me though to make her comfortable
Right.
with that decision.
Yeah.
So
You have to work harder.
Yeah. So for example, if my wife says to me, "Hey, there's this new movie that came out. I want to watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Can we watch it tomorrow?" I'm like, no, I got to go to the gym the next day. Right. We're watching that movie the next day. Like 100%. If I
Right.
fuck up and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got to do this, whatever.
No matter how tired you
Oh
are.
man. Like it's going to come back to bite me later,
Sure.
And that's not saying that she's like getting back at me or nothing, but like
Mhm.
I said we were going to watch the movie, so I got to make sure that it's on me now
Yeah.
to watch the movie. We try to make every Saturday a date night, So Saturday mornings at my gym, all the fighters get together and train. Also Saturday mornings I'm at work. So I miss that. It is what it is. I don't get to make Saturday morning
Right.
trainings for the most part. So my Saturday evenings are open. Well, I spend that with my wife.
Yeah.
We make do with what we have in that way. So that way
You make
she's
the
not
most of
making
it.
all the sacrifices for me and my, hobbies or what have you.
That's not a hobby, bro.
Yeah.
This is
That's
not
why
a hobby.
I said hobbies and I was like, or what have
Yeah.
you. She's not making sacrifices for me, but we're working together on that, So trying to make her comfortable with it as well.
Oh, that's good, man. And I'm going to be watching you, man. I think we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this thing up if
Yeah.
you're cool with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But hey, I tell you what, you're welcome to come back on anytime you want. I would love to sit down and chop it up with you more. I honestly was kind of like, what am I going to talk to an MMA fighter about? I don't know anything about fighting, but I think we did good.
Yeah.
Well, you did. I just kind of hung out.
Well,
But
I've also got I've got 2 more fights coming up soon.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
please
let's hear it.
promote,
Plug it.
plug.
So we're looking at August 3rd for
Mhm.
a kickboxing match. I'm not much of a kickboxer. I like my striking, but I like my striking in the MMA world. So because of that, I'm going to spread my wings a little bit and go into the kickboxing realm
Nice.
Is this just to challenge yourself to?
just to see what I can do in that type of environment. Yeah. I know how to kick. I know how to punch. Can I put them together without the option of a takedown or a grapple or what have you? So we've got kickboxing August 3rd, I think is what it is.
Where at?
I'm not sure on location, actually.
Okay.
But August 3rd, we're looking for opponents. We're looking to just get my name on that card right now. So nothing set in stone. We're just looking at it,
Okay.
trying to get that done. October is when Combat Night's coming back to Duval.
Okay.
Same as not this one, Tallahassee, but the one that we watched before this with the KO.
Right.
That was also in Duval, sold out crowd. We're assuming that this one, when they come back in October, is going to be another sold out crowd.
Where do they do it here?
That is at the Prime Osborne Center.
Okay.
Yep. So that one is actually going to be my title opportunity for mixed martial arts
Dope.
here in Florida. I had a title opportunity out in Pennsylvania. This is my one here in Florida. So I'm looking to put on.
Don't get no spit or blood. I mean, sweat or blood on my lens. I'm
Can't
good.
promise you
I
that.
know, right?
Yeah. You might want to take a step back.
As long as it's the other guy's blood.
Right. Yeah, that too.
But yeah, man. August 3rd and sometime in October. We don't have a full date on October yet, but October will be my title shot.
And
so.
you'll post all that too. Do you have a website too, or no?
I don't have a website. I've got
Just
the
working on-
Instagram, the Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. TikTok and YouTube are. I'm trying to revive them right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking people are up in the air on TikTok. 'Cause
I am
think it's
kind of
about
up
to go
in the
away.
air. Yeah,
They keep talking about it having to go away.
It was never my favorite platform in the beginning anyway.
Yeah.
And then now that it's kind of going away, I'm like, do I really want to invest so
Time.
much time and effort into
Right.
this possibly dying platform?
Yeah, X might be a good platform for you. Because like I said, you can
I'm thinking about it.
you can just throw anything up, and I mean, depending on what it is, it might catch on like wildfire. And the X sphere used to be the Twitter sphere, but it's pretty
It
large.
actually kind of fits the exosphere.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think that's
I like
Elon's.
that.
That's his son's name is X.
X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's the app is supposed to be an everything app one day. You can even pay people on it.
Yeah.
Everything. So
Yeah, I mean, you can live stream on it now too.
Yeah.
so.
You can live stream video games like Twitch.
Like if you go on there, they do like every time they do a shuttle launch, they live stream it. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I might get back into it then, man, and
pretty
kind
cool,
of
but-
figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still just frittering around with it. If I can break away from Instagram, I will. I started Instagram because I'm a photographer, and it used to be like a photo
It used to be the photo
centric
app.
thing,
Yeah.
and now it's just like asses, and everybody wanted to be Insta famous, and
It took me so long to clean up my Instagram, bro. It was terrible. Like,
it'll be easy for me. I just shut the motherfucker down. Like I am the easiest person to get rid of stress in my life. I just shut it off.
Shut it off.
Yeah, I don't fuck with it. I mean, I can't show you right now because it's my third camera, but I put all my social media apps into a folder on my phone, and I labeled it trash, and it's on the second page. So it's not like front and center,
Yeah.
because everything used to be right on the. I had Instagram on the front. I had Facebook. I had all this shit right on the front, and I ducked it all into a folder and labeled it trash, or garbage or something. I can't remember, but yeah, and that's what it is. Every time I have to open that shit, it reminds me, oh, this is fucking garbage.
I find myself like 5-10 minutes into scrolling. I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
What am I doing?
I'll put it away and go find something to do with myself. But Instagram was really bad for me at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I think the demographics just said, hey, 18 to 24-year-old male in America, show some boobs.
Yep,
I was like, dude, I only follow fighters.
Yeah.
Like, get this away from me, because
Mhm.
I'm a man. I
Yeah.
get distracted. But I'm like, dude, get this. Ugh.
Well,
get
if
it
you
away from me.
the way it's weird, like the way they got it set up now. If your eye, like it's like I swear your phone's watching your eyeballs.
Yep.
So if your eyeballs go to anything, or you slow down even a millisecond,
That's what it is, the slow down.
yeah,
So as you're scrolling, it's not so much you double tapping anymore like it used to be, or
Right.
commenting like it used to
Mhm.
be. It's the slowdown. So as you're scrolling, you go, hey, what was that?
yeah.
They go, they got you.
Okay, let's feed him in more of this shit. Because ultimately, the goal that they have, all of them that they have, is to keep you engaged,
Yep.
to keep you on that app as
100%.
long as they possibly can.
Yep.
For what reason, I don't know. I mean,
And-
just to keep more advertising in front of your face, but
Mm-hmm.
I think Instagram does it by trying to be like horny, I guess.
Mhm.
And then Facebook does it with like drama,
Oh, yeah.
making you angry.
oh yeah,
I don't know. Again, I haven't had Twitter or X for so long, but I know Facebook does it with this is going to make you angry. Look at
oh yeah,
this.
it's all
And Instagram is just dirty.
yeah, and it's just politics and politicized and religion and everything
Yep.
in all the apps, you
Yep.
know. And it's just like, come on, can we just? I mean,
I just want to see fights.
yeah, I mean it should be tailored to what you want it to
Yeah,
be.
that's all I follow. That's all I want to see. And they're
Mhm.
like, look at this.
Now, I mean, I'm just saying, I do follow some of them ass shakers. You know what I'm saying?
I've got literally 0, and they still show me. Like, Jesus.
Well, now now that we're friends, you're probably gonna get a shitload more. So
man.
tell your wife I'm
Fuck
sorry.
them algorithm.
Don't let her look at your Instagram. No, man, but I really appreciate you coming on
Yes, sir.
and sitting with us. Pat, you can take us out, bro.
Yeah.
Don't forget to go see Ulysses' Instagram and his YouTube channel. It's the same on everything. It's Ulysses Moore the Third
Or um3.yasuke.
um3.yasuke.
That's YASUKE Yasuke.
Very good. And follow him and subscribe to his YouTube channel and like all his shit. Share it out. Do all the fun things that we know that, we need you to do. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next week. And, man, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me
And
on, man.
hell yeah, anytime, dude. Anytime. And let me know before those fights.
100%.
If I can come out, I'm going,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you'll have a press pass.
Fuck
for
yeah.
sure.
Fuck yeah. I'll bring all my shit and you'll have some good stuff. That's it. Good night, folks. See ya.
Deuces.
Bye-bye.